Hello,
You're
guys.
not wrong.
Welcome to the Flemish experience. New week, new episode. Sorry for last week, I wasn't there, guys. It's been some things going on, pain, back, and yeah, resting mode, I would say. But I'm back, of course. I didn't want to wait too long to do another show. Want to keep you guys hanging. And yeah, of course, we got our main panel. We're waiting on our guest. He isn't here yet. He knows it's time, but we'll see what happens. Like when he jumps in, he jumps in. So we'll see. So first of all, Lemon, welcome back.
What's good? What's good? What's good, panel? Good to see y'all here. How's life treating y'all? Welcome everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? We back with another one. Good to be back.
Yeah.
Missed out a weekend, so we didn't get to share no crazy thoughts, no laughters, and plus, Mr. Sarcastic over here, Mr. Paul. So I know.
What? No, I'm a nice guy. I'm sarcastic. Who you calling sarcastic?
It's my guy. It's good, y'all.
Okay, and then of course we got Cerebral Paul as well.
We do? Oh, yeah, we do. There I am. Okay. So how is everybody today? I'm doing good. It's good to be back. Should be a good show where we're gonna talk about a whole lot of nothing, but that's cool.
Yeah. Do love new background. Like if you move a little bit, you can actually see the whole thing. Or put the
Oh man.
There you go. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And of course you got animated evil with the animated the background that changes sometimes.
It does. It'll change all the way through the show. Again, hi guys. Do you know what? I'm going to be honest. I really missed you guys last week. I really did. I missed doing it on a Sunday. Glad to be back. Looking forward to tonight. I'm energized. I'm good. Good to go.
Yeah. And for me, guys, I'm also, of course, happy to be back. First of all, if my webcam falls out and it's just my screens because I'm just moving around, when I'm a little bit pain, I'll just walk around and talk at the same time. So yeah, how has everybody been doing? What have you been gaming, guys? As always, we'll start with Lemon next to me over here. Tell me.
Well, you already know, man. Call of Duty, the new season. I really been getting into Outriders. I'm still a rookie compared to what y'all be doing, but I started that. The game is pretty solid, but I'm kind of tired of playing alone. So, but everybody's so far ahead of me, it's like I might as well just stick to playing alone. I picked up near out of Replicant.
Yeah.
I didn't start that yet. I'm looking forward to starting that today, but I want to finish up some Call of Duty, get this double XP weekend out before it ends tomorrow. So, as always, Call of Duty and NBA 2K. Then I sprinkle all the games around. So I need to play everything because I'll be buying everything, but they own my life. I'm possessed by those two games.
So the new Replicant game that's basically like the remaster of the old Nier title, right?
No, it's a prequel to Nier Automata.
So it's not the same like the game Nier that came out like 10 years ago or something?
No.
It isn't. It isn't.
Right.
It isn't.
It's just a prequel to what's name. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, it's the same but different. No.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I need to check it out for sure. Hopefully I do not get stuck in the questing in that game like I did in Automata. I'm still stuck. I still don't know where to go. Yeah, so nothing else except that, just Call of Duty and yeah.
Well, I bought, like I said, Outriders. I mean, it's an amazing game. I'm gonna start the Avengers tomorrow also because I love that game and just don't play because once again it's a community game. You don't want to play by yourself. And then everybody jumping from all these games coming up. Everybody's all over the place. So like Destiny, I love Destiny, but my dude's jumping it so fast. I'm playing all these other games. I'm like, I got to start playing day one with everybody else. That's what I have. That's my fault. But I got over 750 games. It's kind of hard. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
so many
And then I
games.
keep
Yep.
buying and buying and buying. So, sometimes I need to pump my brakes.
Yeah. Okay. I can understand that part. Like so many games coming out, and then all
Yeah,
the
well,
games you still have to play.
that's the one downside to Game Pass is all of a sudden aside from your normal back catalog, you now have a back catalog that just grew by 400 plus games.
Right.
Is
Right.
that a bad
That don't help
game?
either.
Is that a bad side?
it can be
It could be
overwhelming. It can be overwhelming.
overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yes, it's over. When I sit in front of my TV and my console, I'm like, what am I gonna play? It's like anxiety. Like, God, dog. Like, I need something.
Mhm.
Then when you start, you're like, all right, let me start this next. Like, I started Super Lucky Tales again. Come on, I should have been beat that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, come on. But it is what it is. It is what it is.
So
That's a
Paul,
good thing to have, though. Good thing, the good problem to have. Let me say.
it's better than having no games at all. I mean,
Mhm.
I mean,
I am not complaining.
no, I'm
No,
also
it's not complaining. It's just the reality of it. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so Paul, what's your thing this week? What have you been playing, sir?
Let's see. I've been playing Mortal Kombat, the newest one, 11. What else have I been playing? That's it. Jeez.
You
As
have
you
like
know,
a list? Do you have like a list?
Well,
that
no,
you like?
I'm one of those people that MLB the Show. I started that last weekend. Been doing a lot of that. No, I just, dude, as you know, I bounce around all over the place. I'm a lot like Lemon. It's hard to keep track of everything I do. I would literally have to write down as I went along. Okay, I played this game, and then I played this game, then I played this game, because it really does whatever strikes my mood. Whatever, sometimes I'm not in the mood to be with other people, and other times I'm in the mood to be with other people. So it just depends on what I want to do.
And you know what? I forgot to even mention that game. I've been putting a foot in that game too. I started the franchise and the road to the show.
Nice.
Yeah, because I love baseball games. So
Yeah,
I forgot even I did that. My bad, y'all.
Yeah, I'm going to be in that league with Ainge, and man, I am going to suck. It's like
I still need to.
like
try
I do okay against the computer when the computer's running all the outfielders and stuff, but as soon as it's like where I have to like bounce from being the outfielder and making the plays and stuff, yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
You could get a little help with automatic filling.
Yeah, but for all the modes, I thought some of the modes didn't allow that. But
I don't know about which mode allows and disallows,
Yeah.
but I know, if you're struggling. I was struggling with the hitting, and I've been playing MLB The Show since they've been making it. I couldn't hit the ball. I had to change the view to strike zone.
Now I had to to be fair, I had to put it on. I had it on the adjustable because it will adjust to the difficulty depending on how well you're doing.
Mhm.
After a game or two, all of a sudden I couldn't hit squat, so I had to lower it back to put it back on easy. Let me at least get some hits,
Shout out to my boy 100. He whooped my butt 2 games. Well, the first game was competitive, but the second game he beat me like 6-zip. So I couldn't hit the ball though. I can pitch my behind off. I could feel. He can't feel for nothing. That's why I was scoring. But he was like, He uses it where you press the button, it shows you the power of the throw. So everything, he was overthrowing everything to first base. The guy was diving off first base, trying to keep the ball from going past him. He kept saying, "Why are you not doing that?" I said, "Because I don't use that. I don't use those controls."
Oh, that was one thing too. I have learned that somehow the game knows anytime that I'm on base and I look away from the screen for half a second, all of a sudden that pitcher's going to throw me out so I don't steal. Anytime I look away from the like, holy crap. How do you know that I got distracted by the dog? Yeah.
They say they can't hear Lemon, but that's weird because you can hear everybody else and it's the same. Like it's one
they said
audio.
They can't hear me.
That's
y'all
weird.
a bunch of. Nah, let me stop. I don't know why they can't hear me.
Maybe because you're too far away from the mic and they say it's maybe.
He sounds fine in my ear. He sounds fine in my ear. He sounds fine in my ear.
Yeah, for me as well. Like, it's on his end. Okay, yeah, okay.
Can you hear the rest of us?
It can't. It's what I use every week. There's no way.
Yeah, like if I put on the video right now.
No way.
Probably, yeah, like if.
Let me see. I can hear myself. Let me see. Maybe it's just.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So animated evil.
Yes.
Paul, do you have something else to say? Sorry.
No, I'm good for now.
Okay. Sorry, I interrupted you for that. Yeah, so Anime Diva, what have you been doing? How was your community game night this week?
Oh, very, very good. We went old school. We did some what was it? Battlefield Bad Company 2, which was so much fun. Uh, there was some there was some issues with connectivity because the thing is, going back to 360 games, you have to be friends on the 360
Yep.
Yeah.
to get people in parties and things like that. And we got everybody in. It was about a good 45 minutes till we got everybody in the game. But once we did, it was good fun. Really good fun. Had some new peeps and stuff, and yeah, it was good. It's good. So I want to talk about a game I've been playing this week. Lemon said he has downloaded but not played Nier Replicant. Nier Automata has been on my to-do list for a very long time.
Ooh, okay.
So I loaded that up maybe a week ago, and I am so enamored with that game. I've done a video for it, which will be posted probably tonight/tomorrow, because I don't think that Nier Replicant has had enough marketing. It really hasn't. A lot of people don't know it's out there. So
Okay, so you're talking about Nier Automata that you made a video for, or Nier Replicant?
yes, I've done a video on how good Nier Automata is before people play Nier Replicant because it's in Game Pass.
Okay.
So if people haven't played it, they can play the original in Game Pass before they decide to buy Nier Replicant.
So you're gonna help me get to the mission so I can finally finish my game. You're gonna do that with me.
I've been playing that, obviously, a few bits and bobs. I've tried MLB The Show. I think. Do you know what? I think I'm going to enjoy that. I really do think I'm going to enjoy that. I've played baseball games in the past, really enjoyed them, and it's good to have a baseball sim on Xbox. I'm going to be honest.
About damn time.
Yeah, about time. Yeah, so I started it up and made some choices. I'm not sure I liked it, but I'm going to restart again, make some better choices, and probably do the is it what's the mode? The Road to the Show, is it?
Yeah.
That's definitely the mode for me.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah.
Axel, can you hear me now better? I plugged it up straight to the PC.
Oh no, it was okay before. It was just his problem with his phone connected to his car's Bluetooth. Like probably cut out a little bit.
Man, you got me over here, Chuck.
I told you it was fine.
You know what?
It would be weird, like we can hear everybody else, and my sound is just one, like my headset. What I
right,
hear
it's like one.
is what
It's one feed. Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, so it's not separate or anything, which is going to happen with my music at some point. But yeah, there's nothing going on. Yeah.
All right.
So Anime Diva, like Masuko, he will check your video when it comes out from Nier Automata.
Good.
Right?
Good. It is for Nier Automata, yes.
Yeah.
For some reason, he put it that video is on his OnlyFans. I don't understand why.
Oh, here we go with the disrespect. Let's go.
The thing is with that, I've only got one follower, and that happens to be Cerebral Paul.
It's not
Make sure to
disrespectful.
put it in the chat or something, and I'll put it
Yeah, I
in the
will do. Yeah.
description.
So
We'll get it out there.
everything's done. The video's done. My voiceover's done. I'm just making the thumbnail now as we talk. So if you see me looking to the right, I'm doing the thumbnail on the other screen while we're chatting.
Oh, like that, huh? Multitasking, you know.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, man.
Heck,
gotta
I'm
be
playing.
done.
I'm playing Mortal Kombat right now while we're talking. So.
Okay,
And
fine.
I'm buying
just
t-shirts
watching.
online.
I'm just watching the stream, so and watching the chat and see what people say. But first of all, I want to say thank you to Sandy the hippie, Masuko, and Back from the Dead, and also don't forget Mary and the Mad for coming to the stream. Also, if you also have questions, guys, always ask them. We're happy to answer them or talk about it. If you have something to say yourself, I love the interactions. So no, first of all, I've been trying to play. I mean, mostly I'm sleeping, resting, laying down, I try not to move too much because that just hurts. Like yesterday, I tried to basically, like, you have a rack where you put all the plates in after you wash them, like from
A drying rack or
yeah, drying rack for the dishes, right?
Yep.
And just clean that in my bathtub hurts my back when I lean forward. Like Jesus, I couldn't lay. I had to lay down for like an hour after that. So yeah, it's not fun these days. But I'm trying to game, and when I game, I'm mostly gaming on the PC these days. And Path of Exile is a game I really grown to love again, which is basically like a Diablo-based game. Also from developer of Diablo 2. So Chris Wilson, that's his name. And yeah, that game is so good. It's also on Xbox, it's on PlayStation, it's everywhere. So if you want to play it, check it out. It's really complicated. You have to have literally a PhD. That's what they say. The community, if you want to play, understand everything about the game. So much to do in that game. So yeah, that's my game I'm playing at the moment. For the stuff, I'm just relaxing a lot, I would say. Was also trying to kick someone's ass this morning in Justice League 2 with
Ah,
Mav been playing with the boys a little bit this morning. It's on the stream, so I was doing good the first round and I got my ass kicked multiple times, so
I love Justice League too. It's a great game, great story in that game.
yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, besides that, I'm just trying to relax more. That's what I've been doing. That's why there was no stream last week, guys, because of the pain. I couldn't do it. Like, there was no thing to do it. I was still doubting it for today, but in the end I said like, yeah, fuck it, we'll do it. So that's been my week so far. So yeah, guys, I'm not gonna go into spoiler territory for everyone in chat, but we have to talk a little bit about the Mortal Kombat movie. Like, I know it's fresh of release. It's been literally 2 days since it released. We're not going to spoilers, but for me personally, that movie is good for a movie, but it's I would say 7 out of 10 for story wise. So that's my thing. Like, what do you think about the movie, guys? We'll start with Paul first.
I'd practically rate it a little bit higher than that personally. I mean, it was I went in not expecting a lot from it because, well, it's a video game movie, and for the most part, video game movies are, but I thought for what they did, for what they were trying to do, was pretty cool. I didn't like the fact that it was supposed to be some big tournament, but it seemed pretty random what they were doing as far as just running around and getting into fights. It's like, okay, I guess the tournament started. It almost felt like one of those old things where so one gang would challenge the other gang, and if they ever saw you anywhere in the city, the fight was on.
That's exactly the perfect song because the tournament never started.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
don't talk about that. Just talk about what you thought about.
So other than that, I really kind of enjoyed it. I thought the guy who played Kano was awesome. He really stole every scene he was in.
Yeah, he nailed his character perfectly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, he did.
So yeah,
Yep.
what would you rate the movie then?
I'd give it probably an 8 instead of a 7. I'd
8.
give it.
Yeah, I don't want to say the graphics in the movie, like the visual effects, are super nice. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna enjoy that for sure. And Lemon, what's your take on the movie then?
7 out of 10, easily. The reason is because of what they did with the story. It's not exactly what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I think the first movie is better because it followed the game properly. This one was more like Mortal Kombat for mercenaries. They was all over the place. So special effects is good. The actors who portrayed the characters were good. Kano is a killer character. Um, hopefully the next one will be more in tune to what people are used to with the Mortal Kombat in terms of story.
Yeah.
7 out of 10, easy. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it on 4K Blu-ray. I don't know if it'll reach my collection, but I'm gonna rewatch it again 2 or 3 times. I'm on 7. I'm on 7 times with King Kong versus Godzilla. It's ridiculous. Um, so I'm a big movie guy, so I'm gonna watch it again, and I'm gonna sit down and give it another chance.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it again too. Like I have it on my not through the best means I would say, but there's no other option for me as a Belgium guy because we
Yeah,
don't have
don't talk
HBO.
about it. Don't get yourself arrested. Don't do that.
Ah,
Right? Don't do that. You saw it. You good.
I saw it basically. Yeah, Animated Evil. You said before that you didn't see the movie yet, so
I have not, no.
yeah, okay. So maybe next week you'll know what the movie is about, and then you can give us a rating.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Watch it while we're doing the show right now. No.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Most
an
of the
hour.
cast.
It's an hour 50 minutes. So if you watch it now, you could actually maybe finish it before we go. Stop.
Yeah.
No, so yeah. Besides that, anyone that's gonna play the new Returnal game that's coming out on PlayStation 5?
Hell yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
got my money ready. I sold my keyboard basically, my piano, to and I got a little bit of pocket change for that, so I can buy the game. So it's gonna be so cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely buying it. It looks good. I don't care what people say. I enjoyed Record too. I'm enjoy this game. It looks graphically, visually stunning, and hopefully it's better than Godfall.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
The-
better than Godfall for sure, in my
No,
opinion.
you,
Like
you,
it looks
you
a
would
lot
hope,
like.
you hope so for $75. or
Okay, but
75
have you
US.
have you played Risk of Rain 2?
Mm-mm.
Okay, if you like this game, play that game as well because it's somewhat the same genre, right? It's behind you, you shoot enemies.
I could play
And-
Recall for that. Recall was just as good. A lot of people gave Recall a lot of slack, and Recall was a fun damn game and a lot of boss battles.
I still
It's a
need
good
to
game.
give that game another try. I
Yeah,
played like an
yeah.
hour of it. That's it.
There's a lot of third-person shooters out there. You could say if this game was good, including
Okay, but what they describe this game as, and this is the kicker, it's a Metrovania, roguelite, sci-fi, third-person shooter.
okay.
So yeah, it's interesting for
It's-
sure. I mean,
It sounds like a bit of everything then, yeah?
yeah, but the game I think of the most is like Risk of Rain 2 because it has the same art, not same art style.
There's a
It has
game
the
made by
same-
EA like that also, over the shoulder third person. What was it called? A horror game in space. Oh, I can't think of the name. I beat the
What?
hell
Dead
out of it.
Space.
Dead
Strikes.
Space.
Dead
Dead
Space.
Space.
Oh,
There's so many more games before this game that's like that. It's not no game that's
Okay,
breaking.
but they're not
marks.
roguelites. They're not roguelikes. Roguelites. So yeah. That's why I'm saying if you really want to play a game like this that has the most like to get the itch for it, right? Like you want to play Returnal and you wait for the game, I would try out Risk of Rain 2. If you look it up, you will see it looks somewhat the same. Like it has the same.
And what system is that on?
Xbox, PC, PlayStation. It has everything as
It's
well.
called Risk of Rain.
2. Not the first one. The first one is 2D graphics, side scroller. But the second one looks the same. It has also that itch that you're gonna get. So it's also some progression in there. Looks cool. So, but this is an actual story. Risk of Rain 2, not really. So, it's cool. But that's my thing. Noof Nukem is also entered the building. So he asked Paul if you're tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, for other things like anyone you guys want to talk about, like I have my fill a little bit. It's not much else to talk about for me personally.
No,
Like,
no, yeah.
or anyone in the chat that wants to talk about something else, let me know.
Y'all don't want to talk about Microsoft's investment in the new region to put
I
up servers
I
in
actually don't
Malaysia?
follow the news at this time. Sorry,
Oh
Lemon.
man,
But talk about it.
Lord,
Tell,
What's been
tell
going
me
on?
about it.
Lord.
I've been a busy boy, so you tell
You-
me about this, Lemon, please.
Okay, Microsoft is invested another $1 billion, right? They're going into Malaysia and they're putting up another data center. Data center is what the servers that they put for
Oh,
Azure. And not only are they investing over the next 5 years $1 billion, which in Malaysia $1 billion is like $40 billion. So they're also opening areas to educate that community on technology, computers, how it works, and teaching the community. Besides just putting the data center in that region, and also to note that that offer was also offered to Amazon and Google. They turned it down, so Microsoft is doing business, but they also doing the educational factor. I thought that was big this week.
Yep.
To give back to the community and teaching a third world country, bringing them up to speed as much as they possibly can on technology. So I thought that was awesome.
And interestingly, that plays into what I've been saying all along, that their big push is for even later for xCloud and stuff, is getting into those markets, because man, they get into those markets on mobile systems and stuff. I mean,
Right.
they're just. I
Right.
mean, by putting a data center there, that's almost exactly what that's going to feed into at some point.
Yeah.
And everybody keeps telling me, no, they're not. That's not their focus. I said, yeah, that is absolutely their focus.
No question.
From a business standpoint, you can see that everything they've been focused on is data center, cloud gaming, cloud usage. It's all there,
Facts. Facts.
And I don't get why all these people that say they know the the market and stuff, they know that's not what they're doing. I'm like, yeah, it is. Like, mark your calendars, because that's exactly what's going to happen.
I think it's just good that they give back. They're giving back, especially to a place that, they're not a major market. This just shows you that $1 billion is nothing to throw around. They're putting $1 billion into another country. So I think that's a great situation, man.
And interestingly, I mean, people tend to forget that Microsoft has always kind of done that. They're heavy into education, into some of the more third world country areas and stuff like that. They do a lot of stuff.
One of the biggest regions is Mexico, South America.
Yeah.
That's a fact. They definitely go out there.
You got to think as well, with moving into the market over there, it creates employment as well. Once people know what they're doing,
Right.
They're going to need localization help desks and things like that. And
that's right.
They're going to need that kind of infrastructure. So it creates positions for people that know what they're doing, and it's a good thing.
One place that really people don't talk about, Microsoft is really vested in India.
Yeah.
Seriously, like when you call Microsoft at a certain time, that's India. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's definitely a fact. They definitely get out there and they support their communities and everything else like that. So I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, you call Microsoft for help anytime after the West Coast office was closed, and you're usually getting India.
Yeah, you're getting India.
Yeah.
I tried to call before, before that West Coast office closed. It's hard. It's hard getting the right answers when they just read from their desktops. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I thought that was good to know. A lot of people didn't really talk about that this week. No podcast, nobody. I brought it up yesterday on the Dragon's Den podcast because that's detrimental to the gaming community. That don't have to be Game Pass all the time or something that's just reflecting gaming. Got to point out the good things that's happening from all these companies. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and what people tend to lose is just because it's not Xbox doesn't mean it's not Xbox related. Anything Microsoft does builds into that infrastructure.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Right. Azure service is the key.
Yep.
I just got good news. K-Meg is on its way. So apparently there was some miscommunication between us or something. Like he's on his way. So
Well, if he would read the tweets to tell him he's on the show.
yeah,
It probably was the time frame because he's 2 hours behind me.
that could be. Like my old show was at 10 p.m. and changed then, so maybe that's why. But oh no, that's okay. We'll be here in a couple minutes. So no.
What you think about the anime? What's your opinion on this Microsoft situation, man?
Yeah, it's a good thing. Like I said, it creates infrastructure and stuff like that for other countries and stuff, and nothing else to say really other than what I've said. I mean,
Right.
it's great stuff for the business as a whole. I mean, I work for a company that has a 24-hour help desk. However, depending on what time you phone the help desk, you get either Philippines or Mexico. So the Philippines are better. The Philippines are
Wow.
at the IT solutions. The Philippines are better. It's like, I've got a problem. Can I wait 20 minutes? The Philippines will be taking over in a bit. But yeah, it's same. It's the same globally, isn't it? I mean, if you need to phone a help desk over that side, you're going to get people in jobs. It's really good. So yeah, it's a good thing, and it's not something people are talking about as well. Noof in the chat says podcasts don't really talk about it because it's not juicy information. It's not going to get those clicks and stuff. But
I don't care about those clicks. I did it on my channel because it's
absolutely,
real. It's
sir,
real news.
Absolutely.
And
They're throwing that
a
money
fact.
in there. They're throwing that money in there to make it
Yeah, they putting it everywhere.
a better infrastructure for all of us.
That's right.
yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
You know
people
when-
tend to lose the fact that a lot of the stuff that they did for Microsoft as a whole is why we have what we have now.
Facts.
You know, the fact that what we have now that we call Game Pass started in 2005 or 2004, when we started getting, the game store, the Xbox Arcade. All of that
Right.
is the backbone to everything we have now.
Facts.
So every little step they've taken over the last 13, 14, 15 years is exactly why we're here. And so you shouldn't ignore these things and go, well, that's not gaming. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay, it's all going to feed into
Yes,
gaming.
it is.
Kimega
I mean, I'm-
has finally. Sorry, Lemon. Let's first introduce our guest. I mean, Kimega, welcome.
Thank you. I really my mic is messed up. Sorry about that. Thank you guys. I apologize for me being late. I was watching Mortal Kombat with the wife, and I just so happened to look at the phone because
I am so tired of you throwing my sister under the bus, man. Every time something went wrong, I was doing this, and the finish line is with my wife.
We was watching. No. We was watching Mortal Kombat, and then so I just so happened to look because I was like, hold on, because there's a part in the movie because I think we're almost to the end of it, and I'm like, hold on, who is that? And so I grabbed my phone to look and say, who is this character? And then I look and I see the message, and I'm like, oh shit, is it time? And then I'm like, when does it start? And he's like, we've been doing the show for 30 minutes. I'm like, oh my god. And so anyway, I apologize, man.
See you later,
Oh,
Noof.
man.
Apparently,
It's still,
Noof's wife,
it's still
Noof's
great
wife is
movie.
dragging him to the mall. Noof's wife is dragging him to the mall. So
Oh man, no, it's all right.
Oh, everybody throwing their wife under the bus on this Sunday.
Everybody's this movie time usually for me and the wife. But anyway. But I'm glad to be here, man. Thank you so much for the invite.
Yeah, appreciate you having, man. So, except that movie, like, what have you been doing this week?
Really nothing but just gaming. Of course, doing the podcast on next podcast Thursday, and then on Friday did GRG. Other than that, listened to a couple of podcasts, but for the most part, just been running around doing stuff, playing games, or doing something with the wife. That's it.
It's a great show Friday. Facts.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Wish you was there.
Now I'll be there this week. I ain't got no party booked. I'll be there. And even if I do, I'll tell you my cousin come back tomorrow. I'll be there. Don't worry.
Okay, cool.
I'll be there. Even if I gotta take the laptop downstairs, it's gonna happen.
Excellent.
I remember I was outside in that summertime, and I had the laptop on the car. He was like, "What's that music playing?" I said, "I can't help the music playing. Like I'm really working."
Yeah, I was like, "What's going on here?" Like, I mean, I understand we gotta keep it crunk, but man, I'm like, bruh, we gonna get a copyright, but it's oh man.
Yeah, but a lot of times when we talk about gaming news, people always thinking about it's either a competitive thing or Sony bought somebody, Microsoft bought somebody. Nobody talks about behind the scenes and what these companies do charity wise, and giving back to the communities that support them. So, you know, it needs to be spoken about. Everything is now about console war information. So I was happy to talk about that $1 billion situation with Malaysia with Microsoft.
Also,
So that was a major situation.
Also, that one time that PK got like a problem with the guy in the store, and he was basically mugged over Series X, and actually Xbox gave him like an Xbox care package afterwards.
Shout out to Clowns for that. Facts.
Yeah.
Shout out to Clowns for that situation.
Clowns and what was the other person's name? Damn it! How can I forget? It's gonna kill me. Oh damn! I forgot.
The guy from Microsoft?
No, he's a big community member, like ambassador, big one. Yeah, I'll come on the name. I'll look it up for a second. Like, so Kemega, what have you been playing this week?
Been playing some MLB The Show, some near prequel. I tried. How you say the name? Because I'm not gonna butcher it.
Yeah, I butchered it earlier.
Yeah. I'm not gonna butcher it. I'm not gonna do that.
Near Replicant.
Replicant. Okay, yeah. And so I've been playing a little bit of that. I had a friend come over yesterday, and because there was another thing, a situation where I forgot. I told somebody that they asked me did I want to come to a tournament for Dead or Alive, and I was like, oh yeah. That was earlier in the week, and then I had a friend that hasn't came over here in a while. We were just chopping it up, and he was like, "Man, you still play Tekken? I see you got these game systems in here." I was like, yeah, of course. And so he's an old friend from back in the couch co-op days, and so he comes in. He hasn't played Tekken in years, since about like 2009. And we get in there, and he gets warmed up, and the next thing you know, we're having really good battles. He's having a blast. Like his situation where his wife doesn't really like him playing games and stuff like that, and so he was just I just seen the joy on his face pop up, and I mean, it was just great. And so he didn't want to go home there for a minute. We was just drinking, having a good time, and man, we ain't. And the next thing you know, the dude hit me up, was like, "Hey, that tournament has been started." And I said, "I apologize. I'm so sorry. I got company. I didn't know. It just kind of happened like that." And so he was like, "No worries." But yeah, that's kind of like the stuff that I've been doing. So I was playing games and with an old buddy and doing all the old couch co-op thing. It was really a blast. I haven't done it in so many years. It's been great.
I have to admit, when you said you were struggling with the name of Near Replicant, I thought you were going to give out the version name, because the version name is 1.22474487139, isn't it?
But hold on.
You looked that up.
Get on
You
here.
looked that up. You don't remember that.
You're wearing glasses. We see you reading it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's reading it. Oh, so he's reading it. Oh,
He's
brother.
reading it.
Come on now.
Also,
hell no.
the
Yeah,
other
I was gonna give him credit because I was over here. Oh man, I was like, this dude know the number. Wow.
Yeah, ain't nobody know the numbers.
Google is your friend, brother. Google is your friend.
Oh man, he just tried to fraud the public.
Oh man.
I was oh snap! I looked at the screen and said, "Wait a minute, his glasses are snitching."
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
Maybe he wrote it on the back of his eyelids. Do not forget ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, the other person was also Tim Dog. So Tim Dog was also the one that helped
Yeah, fair enough.
with that as well.
that's
Oh yeah, Timmy Tim.
Yeah.
Timmy Tim.
Tim.
Facts.
So
Nice.
yeah. So what do you think about the movie so far, K Mega? Like,
Okay,
Without
so
spoilers, without spoilers.
yeah, I'm just gonna say. I mean, I think it's cool. I'm there's some parts that really I enjoy a lot, and then there's some parts I'm just kind of like, eh. But so I mean, just for me, I'll just say that the original Mortal Kombat I think is better. Maybe because of nostalgia reasons, but
Yeah.
I'm still having a good time playing it because I mean watching it because of there's some characters in the movie that I find that's really funny that kind of makes the movie expands. And then on top of that, I'm watching it with my wife. My wife is, she's normally not into these type of things, but I've gotten her to be like a superhero fan now, and now she's over here watching Mortal Kombat. She's now become a Mortal Kombat fan. I don't know if that's telling me something that I need to be worried about or something, but I don't. But no, I mean, I have to, it's just great to have somebody in the household that I can just sit here and watch this stuff with. So yeah, no, but for the movie, I think it's I think it's pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't give it like 5 stars just yet, but I think I'm close to the end, so I haven't seen the climax to it. So I'll definitely let you guys know after I finish watching it.
Also, be careful, man. As soon as you will be practicing your fatalities on you.
Yeah, man. I think so. I really do think so. She is a fan of the game.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Like when you can see stuff together with your girlfriend, with your wife, with people you love. Like it's cool to do that stuff. Like share.
Yes,
that way.
excellent.
Okay. Yeah. Is there anything you're thinking about discussing? Like I'm out of topics basically.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
When I came in here, I heard y'all talking about Game Pass. So I guess I'll just give my thoughts on it a little bit. I don't know what the actual question was, but what was the topic about the Game Pass situation?
Well, it was more. They were talking about like Lemon is back, so maybe Lemon can say it again.
The fact that Microsoft had just put $1 billion into
Malaysia.
working on systems and stuff, and teaching people how to, do stuff.
Bringing them up tech savvy, teaching them technology.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, now that's the one thing about this new version of Microsoft that I think a lot of people can appreciate, because I mean the old Microsoft, with the one that people still try to hate because Xbox is associated with Microsoft and whatever, but this new version, it seems to be more far-reaching and more accepting, or more likable because of their outreach. Things like that. I mean, of course, is Microsoft trying to be like Amazon and Google and take over the world? Absolutely. I mean, they're a big conglomerate corporation, but it just seems that it just seems like Microsoft isn't kind of like that old, grumpy, authoritarian, company that people used to perceive them as. It seems like, because you look at the management of Phil Spencer and what he's doing with Xbox. Yeah, they're trying to take over the gaming market, but they're doing it in a nice way, and they're trying to also include PlayStation and Nintendo. It's up to really them if they want to comply. And then, of course, then you look at like just what Microsoft is doing, just trying to get out these, just trying to get everybody involved in the gaming, or trying to do better and like help with their water situation, or the stuff that's going on with the pandemic, things like that. So, I mean, those things are welcomed. But again, they're still a big, huge conglomerate company. So, I mean, it's a catch-22, but I think that they're doing really good job right now.
See, and I think in what they're doing, I don't think it's so much as taking over the world, as it were, or trying to take over anything. I think it's they're getting the technology out there where it's doing the greater good for not just those who can afford it.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, right now it looks really positive, and the management right now is just doing a fabulous job. And I mean, and if you've had a chance to conversate with any of these people, they're, of course I haven't met anybody that's at really high places in Microsoft, but I mean, I got a chance to meet Phil Spencer. I got a chance to meet Aaron Greenberg and Sarah Bond and people like that. And
Oh yeah, those people are nobody. My bad.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, no. I said through Microsoft, not Xbox. It's different. But no, I'm saying, but they were absolutely, just nice and
Facts.
cordial and they
Cordial.
like and just fall and it was more than just them. I mean, it was the one guy that was help inventing the Xbox One Elite controller. He was really. I mean, like there was, we sitting there drinking beers, talking, having a good time. I mean, it's almost abnormal because when you think of people that's in that's making six figures, you're thinking that they're going to be stuck up or not. You can't relate with them in any way, shape, or form. But I mean, they seem quite genuine. And if they're not, then I mean, they're doing one hell of a job of acting. But no, everybody, you can kind of read people and see if they want to be bothered or talked to. But they're no, I mean, they're really positive acting people.
I think they are actually that genuine. I think the fact that they're active on social media, they respond to us if we ask a question. It's not, my representative will get back to you. When Phil responds to a tweet, that's Phil.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all the situation that's a little different, right? Xbox One X launched, midnight launch, New York City, thousands of people outside. You got a 6'5" light-skinned dude jump out of the truck playing X Gonna Give It To You and walks right up to Phil Spencer in the middle of Manhattan on 50, I think it's 56 and 5th.
Mm-hmm.
This dude talked to me. He was comfortable. He didn't feel nervous. I'm a big, intimidating guy. You know what I'm saying? Him, Aaron Greenberg took 20 minutes out. We sat there. We spoke. That's when I knew they was real. Because they could have been like, hey, security, get over here. But they wasn't. My truck was banging loud. DMX, people was getting crazy, line going crazy. And they was right at home. They was like, who is this guy? They came over, they talked to me. I told them what I was doing. They was like, go ahead, support your channel. Do what you got to do. Aaron Greenberg, Phil went back over with the big cameras, and Aaron Greenberg sat there and talked to me for 20-something minutes. Then I said, you know what? I got to go because I got to still do Brooklyn. So let me get this big Manhattan Microsoft store, and then I'm going to go to Brooklyn and do my thing. And they was all for it. And that's when I knew how decent they was as people. That was my mark to say, damn. Because I've been always supporting Microsoft since Xbox Live was around, even being an alpha tester. Like 18 years. This is 18 years of investment right now. And for them to even speak and the level that they're on and be sociable about it, it's just you get a different aspiration about who they are as people. You know what I'm saying? It's a different feeling compared to meeting your favorite movie star and he'd be like, I'll charge you $7 for autograph. You're like, what? You know what I'm saying? Just a different experience. It was awesome.
Now to be fair, just so you know, when actors and stuff and celebrities charge you for their autograph, that's not coming from them. That's coming from their agents and their contracts and stuff.
BS.
No, it's not actually, because I've worked with a lot of them.
I have been around a lot of them. Some of them are just idiots.
Well, but
some of them, that's them.
But when they're doing a show, though, it's
not a show. I'm just talking about just generally. You meet them in the airport.
That's different.
No
that's different.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Not political, public situations. I'm just talking about just meeting them. I live in New York. They walk around here all day in the city.
Oh, I know.
Soho.
Yeah.
So you can see anybody. You know what I'm saying? Britney Spears be in Soho. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
So the ho and ho, the ho and Soho. Yeah.
You know what? The words and expressions that are given by Cerebral Paul is simply what he thinks, not the rest of the panel.
I'm dodging that question. I
Flamish EXP does not condone or agree with anything Cerebral Paul says.
I'll put the disclaimer on the bottom next time.
Like, we got to be careful. Got to be careful on this Flamish experience. It can get a little salty around here.
Cerebral Paul's thoughts are his own and his own.
Right.
Wait, hold on. I'll do it right away, actually. Give me...
Oh, he's serious. Yo, wow. Flamish is crazy. Oh, my God.
I can do that immediately. So,
That's
Oh my God.
what I actually want to say, like what you were saying, Kimega, like they're acting not like the old companies, like in a real
Mm-hmm.
corporate sense. For me also, they look like they're actually modern, hip, like the like they want to interact with the community, build up the trust, and go with it that way. I would say like it's a thing we should actually that many companies actually should take like how do you say it, like they should look up to Microsoft for that, because that they're going in that direction, and they should think about more like how they are acting, like reflecting it on their own companies. In my
You know, yeah, no, I agree. I think okay, so like I knew a couple of people that worked at Amazon, and they've talked, and I remember when they first started there, which was, I don't know, about 10, 15 years ago, and that's all they talked about was just how fresh and new, and then just like their whole approach of how to work and their work environment was just one of the best experiences that they've ever had, and like they could never see themselves leaving that type of job. But when I
Mhm.
guess when you see people look at, you know, the big wigs that work at Amazon, you don't get that feeling like the employees get. So, um, you know, Microsoft is kind of giving everybody that approach, like you're saying, that hey, just relax, kick a chair back, let's just sit back and have a talk, and let's just see what's going on in your neck of the woods, type of you know, type of reasoning, and then that's something that I can't that I definitely do appreciate. And so yeah, I mean, you know, if Amazon had that same approach of like they do with their employees, then I think that they would be a lot more accepted as well. I don't. I just think that that should be a big approach, especially as big as these companies are, and there's so many people working behind them, and there's so many people that supporting them. I think that, you know, that's one thing that these people should be counting their blessings, that they every day can get up and knowing that they have so much support from so many millions to maybe even billions of people around the world. So, yeah, it's one of those things. I think Microsoft is learned really well, and I think you're right. The companies need to start, you know, paying attention to that because
I
it
But
think
works.
part of
this,
that part of that is the people they hire though. It's because
True.
they have to, so they're looking beyond they're looking beyond the resume basically, and they're looking at the person. Phil earned his spot, but they had to know that Phil was a different kind of person than the guy that was in there before him.
Right.
You know,
well,
No doubt. No doubt about that.
one of my guys is a big IT guy at Microsoft, right?
Mhm.
He recently moved to the West Coast. Microsoft as a company has always took care of their employees. They throw these big luncheons and they have a certain requirement, right? And when you go to one of the lunches, my guys, like, you see shrimps, lobsters, this, that, and third. Everybody's welcome. Bring your family. Now they're putting that more in the public eye, right? And it's good to, every company is not like that. We know one time EA was ranked as the worst place to work. I think
Mhm.
Activision's number one now. It's like they're tyrants, they bully, stuff like that. And then on another note, I had a homeboy that worked at GameStop, got hired from a dude who was the regional manager, or wasn't bigger than the regional manager. He hired him from GameStop. He moved from Chicago here, and he developed some bad ways. Now this same guy works at Microsoft, who gave him the interview. They won't hire you if you got those bad habits.
Yeah.
Because they don't play that. They are really strict on community, employee, supervision. If y'all not a team and it's like, you do what I say, they stray away from that tyrant mentality. So it's good to see Microsoft doing what they've been doing for themselves and the employees, more for the community, and openly being praised for it, compared to it's just great to work there, but nobody sees that.
Well,
So it's good to see that.
and Microsoft reaches out beyond that. Microsoft has what they call they have their summit every year, which was
Mhm.
just a couple weeks ago. And up until this last couple of years, because of COVID, that's where they fly out people like me and
Yes.
you, and
Right.
you're there
Right.
for 4 or 5 days, going to meetings, sitting through seminars. But man, they treat you like a
They
king or a
treat you
queen
like
while you're
right,
there.
right. And it's good that people seeing it,
Yeah.
publicly.
Yeah.
That's good.
And it's all
Oh,
on
by
them.
the way, the dude from GameStop. Shout out to my dude. I ain't gonna say his name, but he did not get hired. He did not. Yo, K-Mac, I warned him. I said, listen, you got to change your mentality. You rule with an iron fist. Microsoft don't play that.
Yep.
And the same dude that hired him to come from Chicago when he was humble did not hire him at Microsoft. And that's a fact.
Because the guy remembered when he first hired him, said, well, this guy's humble, this guy's good.
This guy's humble, this guy's nice.
Yeah.
And he changed. He called me in an interview. He was in tears because he wanted that job. And they was going to have him control a store on the West Coast himself. He was going to leave New York and go out there to the West Coast. And he was crying. So they don't play that. They don't play that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing about it too, is that I think, that whole approach of being like, when people were saying like, Xbox needs to be, aggressive and nasty and get in there and just do what they may have been at one point in time, maybe like with the start of the original Xbox, the OG Xbox, so definitely the 360 era, where they were really cocky and throwing out that signal like, yeah, we the big dogs here, we ready to take over the spot, which I'm pretty sure, I know Lemon could definitely agree. I mean, we could dig that. We like that. Like, I mean, that just shows spine and
backbone,
right. But it's a different time. And just like how like we may have grown up and because we're older and that, we have a different approach and we think that those things would be cool. It's a whole different time now. And we have to accept the fact that there's a lot of people that likes the soft, take it easy, let's just be friends approach. It's just like when you look at the NBA and how it used to be in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, and now you look at the NBA now, where I look sometimes and I see somebody on the opposite team will hold their hand up to lift that player, the opposite player. Yeah, back in the day, that's blasphemy. He's not even on your same team. You don't
body slam somebody and it don't
right. Yeah, like I'm clothesline somebody and they can get. But now it's just a different situation, and I'm cool with that. I mean, at first I was kind of looking at that, and I was kind of agreeing with people when they were bringing up the fact that Microsoft, when they, since the Xbox One was getting kicked all over the place from everybody and the gaming media, things like that.
Have the tides turned.
Yeah, well now, but Microsoft played the nice guy role, and it worked. I mean, it's
funny
really
to me how many people. It's funny to me how many people still will say, well, Phil and those guys, they're on social media too much. They shouldn't be that open. I'm like, yeah, they should. Yeah, it's working for them. So, and they got the personalities to do it. So let them do it. They're happy doing it. But it's funny how many people give them crap.
The course has ran full circle. We are all older here, except Flamish. I don't know how old you are, animated, but I know me, Paul, and K-Mega, we older. And it goes back to what your parents.
There or thereabouts.
It's like what your parents used to tell you. You ain't got to go out there and stomp the hell out of them, but you could also kill them with kindness. It hurts more.
Yeah.
It ran full circle. Microsoft goes, we just want to kumbaya. And then they take $7.5 billion and just says, but this is what we could do.
Right. And they do it in a nice way.
They do it in a nice way. You want to be part of Azure. It's cool. You want better online for either one of y'all consoles? Just cut the check.
Yeah.
They're not. We don't have to beef with you. We got an infrastructure better than everybody on the planet. Make your choice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's kindness. I love it. Because I really was like, man, in the beginning when Phil was talking, I was like, I don't know about this guy. Because he was talking this kumbaya, and he is a competitor. He's competing on a whole different galaxy.
Yeah. It's those quiet guys. It's those quiet guys you got to watch out for, man.
He made Google shut the door.
Yeah.
We out. We out of here. Because they came out aggressive. Who needs a console? You don't need a console. Why invest this money in? You could just do Stadia. Cricket.
It's a management ploy, isn't it? Get what you need by asking politely. I employ it in what I do for a living. I'm in charge of people. If I want something doing, I would always say, do us a favor? Could you just and ask the
Right.
question?
Right.
You get, you get it by being nice. The other guy that's shouting at them saying, "Do this," they're gonna go, "Ah,
I'm
fuck
calling
you."
it sick. I'm calling it sick.
Fuck you.
tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Would you mind just doing this for me? That's exactly what Microsoft are doing. Just
Yeah.
leading by being nice.
Facts.
Just give it. If you feel appreciated for the task you've been asked to do, you'll do it.
Facts.
Well,
You'll
being
do
nice
more.
and putting
as,
a,
and as a gamer,
being nice and putting a lot of zeros on those checks doesn't hurt
yeah,
either.
there's that. But
Right.
what I'm saying is, as a member of the Microsoft ecosystem playing on the thing, by them being nice to me, I'll go, yeah, here's more money. I'll buy this. I'll buy that. I'll log into that. I'll do that. Yeah, I pay several memberships of Game Pass because I'm in the ecosystem anyway, because I think Microsoft are doing it for me. That's how I feel. They're doing it for me. They're not doing it for themselves, but that's a perception. Of course they're doing it for themselves.
Right.
It's all about money.
Yeah.
They're doing it for themselves, but they're pretending it's for me.
Right.
And you get that in your head thinking, they're looking after me. Let's give them money.
And it's not only like give them money, it's also like you talk about them in a different way to other people.
Yeah.
Like how I talk about Sony is different how I talk about Xbox when I talk to other persons. I do love all consoles, but just the way how Xbox is behaving these days, I'll always be more like I recommend an Xbox than I do a PlayStation. Right? Just in the way how I see the future going. Like PlayStation has a few misses this time around. Like it's 2013 all over again, but the other way, I would say. But that's my personal opinion, of course. But
Well,
No, that's
okay.
a fact. No, that's a fact. That's a
Well,
fact.
this is something that's really crazy because, all right, so I was just talking about my friend who came over and who hasn't played, Tekken in years, and he got the old consoles. He doesn't have the newer stuff.
Mhm.
And I was like, hey man, you want to play Street Fighter 5? And so he was like, yeah, let's just go ahead and play that. So because we played a couple of games yesterday, and so was going in there, and then so I was trying to hook up the other controller, and then so you had to hook up this, hook up that, and do all this other stuff. It just wouldn't sync for doing co-op, and I was just like, that was odd. And I know that there was a way to it, but it just wasn't simple. I had to make it wired. And then so when we went through it and did all that or whatever, we was starting to play and stuff, and he just wasn't feeling it. And I'm just like, well, what's going on? And he's like, man, he says, I was here just sitting here thinking like how much we played on PlayStation and how much we just love PlayStation. He says, but I'm feeling this new console that you're playing on with that Xbox thing. And he says, and I'm over here thinking I'm playing on PlayStation, but he says, I'm thinking more about playing Tekken again on the, you know what I'm saying? I said, well, I got Tekken on this. And it just didn't feel the same to him. It didn't feel right. And that's from somebody who hasn't played games like that in long over a decade. So it's kind of like
not biased. He just said
right. Yeah, he's not biased. He just wasn't feeling it. And we're a person that that we were huge. I told him many times about how big of a PlayStation fan that I was, which I still am, but not as much as I am for Xbox now. So it's just the fact that if he can see that there's some missteps somewhere, then obviously other people are as well. And then when you start playing these games and they feel more comfortable to you, and it's just the fact that I don't know, it's just something about that it's just like what you were saying, that they have made them, they lived off of the old way of gaming for so long. And then when they've added little touches here and there, they haven't really gone out and did crazy amount of new tech. They kind of adopted it from other companies, and that's why I think that's what's hurting PlayStation right now, because the innovation that they used to have back in the days isn't the same as it used to be, and so now that's what
it wasn't really that innovative back in the days either. They didn't have a lot of innovative moments. They had a couple of them.
Right.
But like they was living on it either. Like
no. But I'm just saying. But they had. But I mean, when you looked at it, when you were looking for something new and fresh, you would think that it would come from PlayStation, because it usually did back at that time, because Nintendo was still stuck in the old ways.
They still stuck.
Well, and Sega was trying to do new things, but it just didn't gravitate to gamers. Unfortunately, even though I think the Dreamcast is one of the best consoles ever made.
Facts.
But it's just one of those things to me. It's just like when people can see that too hasn't game like that, like I do, then I know that I'm not trying to pick on one or the other. I'm just looking at this from the I'm looking at it objectively, and if that person can see that, then I know that other people are seeing it as well.
Yeah, it's like to me, current Sony reminds me a lot of current Apple. They're riding a lot on the laurels of what used to be. They're not being really innovative anymore. With Apple, it's with the phones and even with the computers and stuff. Nothing new and great has basically come out since, I hate to say it, since Jobs passed away. And Sony's almost seems to be like they're riding the same boat, and they need to wake up, you know.
But I think they have though, Paul. I think they have because, moving the offices to America, it's looked like, even the first step with the PS4, right? Japan and Sega, let's just say Sega and Nintendo and PlayStation, their thing was to make a system to challenge the developer. Whereas, Microsoft come out with the Xbox and the 360 and make the development easy and simple for the developers, and you getting better products. Now, with them giving the PlayStation 4 to Mark Cerny, they moved completely out of Japan mentally with how they make systems. Because remember, PS3, PS2, PS1, they make the hardware, but the software department don't even speak to the hardware. So you're like, what? How do y'all make a system and y'all make the software, y'all make the hardware, and the developers got to figure it out? When they gave it to Mark Cerny, it was kind of like the tides of the turn. And now we're seeing with the revamp of the company, they're moving out of Japan and opening an office in the West.
Yep.
They're moving in the right direction, but they just taking too damn long. But being a market leader, they feel they could do what they want to do. But everybody gets put on their behind. Yep. Nintendo had 3 systems that flopped. It ain't like we ain't talking about Super NES, we ain't talking about NES. The GameCube didn't do well. The N64 didn't do well. The Wii U did worse. It was 13 million sold. You talking about a slap in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the Wii did good. The Wii U was terrible. Wii was like 100 million. Just the third party didn't sell no games. But everybody gets smacked on their tail. Last generation, Microsoft got smacked on their tail.
I know personally for me, part of the reason the Wii was a no-go was because it played disc, but it wasn't a disc player.
It was a fad.
Well, and you couldn't play your CD-ROMs or your DVDs in it. Well, if I'm going to get a system for my living room, why am I going to get one that's basically going to be strictly for gaming when
GameCube was the same way. I had to buy the Panasonic version, which was only in Japanese.
Right.
But it was $600 back in the days. You understand? You had to pay for how it weighs. So I was like, well, I don't use none of my consoles to watch movies if it's not digital. But it's just some people do. Some people use the Xbox One X.
Or at least used to. I mean, I can't say I do it much anymore, but back in those days when I had my 360.
But Sony's trying to make that stride, jumping on Microsoft Azure service, making that stride. Something else I was going to bring up later with them making an exclusive first-party online multiplayer game. That's making a stride. They ain't been important since SOCOM 2.
Well, what's funny about that is Sony's jumping over here, and Microsoft is jumping over into Japan and trying to get their big footprint over there. It's kind of funny. They're leapfrogging over each other, but they're going opposite directions. It's kind of interesting.
Right, and it's kind of crazy because a lot of people didn't think that that Microsoft had such a strong hold on the United States market. Everybody just assumed that it was just PlayStation dominating, but it's not, and that's why. That Sony did move out here because they want to take this market because of course it's the biggest market in the world.
Right.
But and maybe here pretty soon China might be the biggest market in the world. It's the way that they're moving. But it's just that a lot of people think that it's useless for Microsoft to get into Japan, but it's more than just Japan. It's the whole East.
Right.
And if they can get into they may not ever get it to that plateau
Mhm.
to the point to where they get up there, up there with Nintendo or
Yeah.
what even Sony is doing out there in Japan. But if they could do it in Korea, they could do it in Vietnam, they could do it out there in China, they could do it in
Yep.
other places out there. They can
Yep.
really start dominating.
And I can guarantee you it's not going to be about consoles over there for Microsoft. It's going to
No.
be about cloud gaming, and it's going
Right.
to be about maybe PCs in some areas.
Right, absolutely.
Especially PC in
Right.
South Korea.
Yeah.
Especially there, because they are a huge market for PC gamers. You know what I'm saying? That would be a major market to get now.
Yeah.
China,
Anytime I
don't
bring
really
this
know
up,
about
people,
China,
yeah.
because most of
Yeah.
75% of China is third world.
Yep.
So you still got dudes in wooden shoes,
It's
in
funny
rice
though.
fields.
You bring
that's
this
how they
stuff
live,
up though.
old farmers. But
People get so tied up on console.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, think beyond that. It's a bigger picture now. It's not just console.
Also,
China don't allow a lot of stuff. They don't allow a lot of stuff from the West.
Right.
Also, so that's another political hill that Microsoft can't compete against, because they're not going to allow it. It's like North Korea don't even allow internet. So it's like,
is there something I have to say something like about you earlier, Lemon? You were talking about Nintendo being great with the Nintendo 64 and the NES, the Super Nintendo NES, and then we got the Wii and the Wii U. But
right.
what I find funny, and this is something that has been very popular, is always the handhelds. The Game Boy, the Game Boy Advance, the Nintendo. No,
that's their market. They run that.
Yep.
Yeah,
They are the wild West.
handhelds, right?
They are Colt Eastwood when it comes to handheld.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why I think Game Pass is going to implement a challenge, because first of all, the graphics that's on your cell phone through Game Pass, through xCloud, there's no 3DS, no DSi, there's no Switch that can match what's on your phone playing xCloud. Not one game, because you're getting console graphics on your cell phone.
Because the phone is basically like a little computer. That's why most phones are pretty expensive, right? Because they are basically like a real computer, just inside a small box, basically.
And I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you an example that me and K Mega experienced. This is no BS. We had no idea what xCloud could bring until we played Gears, and Gears was how many miles away? K Mega, that guy said 1,000.
It was in San Francisco. It was crazy. Like, it was hundreds of miles. It wasn't
not San
anywhere close.
Francisco. Seattle.
It was Seattle.
Yeah.
It was hundreds of miles. It wasn't
right.
Anyway, it wasn't just like down the street around the corner. It was pretty far.
And we was, me, him, and 100. We was stunned. Like, what the? Yo, we was playing Gears on a regular. Wasn't no super fancy phones. They had different styles of phones. They had the Asus ROG, which is a beast. They had a regular Samsung A phone, which is the entry-level Galaxy phones. They had multiple phones, and every single phone produced the same graphics. And the first thing I said to myself, I said, yo, anything portable can't compete with this if you make a hardware, because you're getting console graphics in the palm of your hand. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay, if you get a little hitch here and there, you still can't compete. You can make as many switches you want, as many 3DSs. It don't look like this.
And you're not tied to your phone.
Right, and you're not tied to nothing.
If you have a tablet, bigger screen.
Right. And you can go home and play. You can play it on your PC. You can stream your console, which I think is bigger than anything else on xCloud, because what's in xCloud is on xCloud. But if you can stream all your games from PC, whatever you purchase works, which is amazing. So we witnessed that, man. We talked with the devs, and he was like, "Oh, this is not here. This is in Seattle." We was like, in Seattle.
The funny part was that was actually also part of the Xbox One time. Then we could also stream to the PC, but they took it out for the Series X for a while to probably update the systems or do something else with it. But I'm glad it's back. I mean, I could basically sit on my desk all the time now instead of in the couch. But the couch.
Man, that thing was awesome. I was hooked.
Yeah, I used to do
That's
that.
when I decided to go Game Pass because K Mega tell you I was like, I ain't getting no goddamn Game Pass. Him and 100. Why not? I said, man, I ain't getting no Game Pass. I buy games day one. I'm not waiting for it to go on Game Pass. Then they announced that same year, first parties are going to be in Game Pass day one and day and date. I was like, we in. Listen, I ain't no fraud. I'm telling you what it is. I was not with Game Pass. I'm like, I drive the bus. I ain't got time to be playing on the go. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time in my day at work to sit there and play a game on the go. So that's not going to do it for me. But first parties, day and date, and if you get Ultimate, this is when they announced Ultimate because Ultimate was not announced with Game Pass. That came a year later. When they said Ultimate, day and date games, all the DLC, the content, everything for $15 a month. Nah, I'm in. I'm in. And like I said, there's no handheld that can compete with those graphics. Not one.
I agree. No,
you don't need power. You don't need power. Like, they had to build that. You know how much it would cost? It'd be like $1,000 rig in your hand.
Right. And one thing too that was really crazy, was fascinating, is that it was in a closed environment with concrete. Like we was in a stadium. And so, like, I mean, you would think that the connection would just drop. And there was people that was trying to speculate, oh, they were wired. No, they weren't.
No,
they weren't wired.
Remember what the guy took? Remember what you asked the guy? And he was like, it might be a little shoddy in here because this Wi-Fi, we can't get it to work right. Remember that?
Yeah,
And when we was playing it, it was flawless.
Flawless.
Was it Wi-Fi or was it?
It was Wi-Fi.
It was Wi-Fi. Right.
Okay.
In an enclosed building. We was in a stadium. I forget. We were in a Microsoft Center. Yeah. And
Microsoft
so
Theater, excuse me.
A theater. Yeah. And so, like, I mean, and we were in the back, like with all their we would have been all the concrete. It was fully enclosed.
The stage was covered with like a awning or something.
Yeah,
it was not just so clean cut outside. Yeah, it was all kind of interference. And the dude said it might run this, that, and third. We don't know how it's gonna do it because it's the first day. And we was on that stage. Yeah, I was sold. I was like, this is awesome. Because of course you had in-house streaming with the Xbox. In your own infrastructure. You had that on PlayStation. That's no big deal. You understand? Like, okay, I don't want to, my system's in my living room. I don't need to stream in my bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always thought that was corny. I tried it, but I don't care. But imagine being on vacation. You plug your phone up to your TV through a USB-C to HDMI cord, and you just use it like a console.
Is that the thing?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Look, let me show you something. I have a Lee Powell 15.5-inch monitor right here.
What is that?
It's a monitor. See how thin it is? It's a monitor. This weighs nothing. You plug it into the wall. You plug your cell phone into it. I've ran tests. xCloud works on this big damn screen right here.
Awesome.
It's a fact.
It's basically like a tablet.
It's like a tablet, but it's a monitor. And I'm telling you, you take that, you slip that in your little compartment for your laptop or listen, the $200, 1080p. I've plugged up this same Galaxy Note 20. Plugged it up to it and did the test with my controller, and boom, it worked. If you go and look at my videos, you see me run the test, and I did a review for it. I'm telling you, xCloud is the truth. Yeah, it's amazing.
Do you know what, guys? In 2 weeks, like from the 3rd till the 7th, I'll be away. I'll be not going on Twitter. I'll be not receiving messages. Like, I don't care. I'm putting on my phone, but I will try xCloud.
Yo, it's awesome. As long as you got good connection, and 5G is definitely gonna make it a bonus. You got 5G.
It needs to be your 5G. It cannot work on 2.4, right?
No, it works on regular 4G LTE. It works fine. 5G will make it better because it's faster. Yeah, it works fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll test it out for sure. Like, then I don't need to drag my Xbox to.
All you gotta do is take your controller. Your controller.
Yeah, I got my clip as well.
I got the clips too. You listen. I even got the clip where I could stack the phone on the side of my monitor, connected to the monitor, just plugging my USB to USB-C. Boom, it works.
That's something that we were talking about on GRG Friday, was that it's going to get to a point to where gamers, it's not like it's forced, but gamers are just going to be so like, man, I can't pack my PlayStation with me, so all I just need is a computer. I mean, all I need is my laptop, or just bring a controller with me, right? And then like I'll have to give a big shout out to my boy Yobi. He made a great point on GRG by saying that just think when hotels and those televisions have the access to Game Pass. Just think about what that will look like. Like, I mean, and how far that reach will go with just, through xCloud and Game Pass alone. Like, I mean, the game is just completely changed. It's not even about, like you were saying earlier, Cerebral was about, I think that was Cerebral that said that, about like, hey, the console sales don't even matter. That's irrelevant. Consoles are, the consoles itself are not irrelevant, but the fact of the reach that the gaming market is trying to be way further. See, that's why mobile is so fascinating. It's because, look, I'm not really big into mobile games, but I guarantee you every last one of us in here and the people who's listening could actually know that there's one or two mobile games that caught you. Candy Crush was mine. Candy Crush got me. I mean, I'm sitting here at work and I'm just like, damn, man. And then you do those little things, you send those things out to the friends because you don't want to spend the money to buy extra things to get extra help from the game.
Got me there too.
So there was a couple of times it got me too, but for the most part, I had enough Facebook friends at that time to send out to people so I could recoup and get the extra little thing credit that I needed for the game. But that's the stuff right there, is that you have to give a lot of credit to EA Access, is because they kind of opened the door to that. I know that there was probably other services that I can't think of right now, but EA Access was, what'd you say?
GeForce Now.
Okay, NVIDIA. GeForce Now. And NVIDIA. Those were there, but they're not, to the main public. It just didn't hit like I thought the start as EA Access, because the only thing that stopped EA Access from really blowing up was because of their content. They lacked the content because they didn't want to throw their new stuff in there until they had enough new stuff to put on that service. And then Xbox just sat and waited, and I know that they seen what EA Access was doing, and then boom. And then with PlayStation, when they were kind of like the innovators and had it and were the first ones to present it to gamers like they did, they fumbled it by trying to make as much money off of it, and instead of trying to make it a service of value to where you can be able to see this. And then if they were successful with trying to bring the value, just think of where PlayStation Now would be by the time that they decided to where people can download the game instead of stream them. They would have been a whole they would have been on top of the game and on the market, and I wouldn't say so much xCloud, but Game Pass would probably be a second afterthought, like, oh man, look, Xbox is over here following after PlayStation. But it's just funny how all this stuff works. And
PS Now had one problem. Day one.
Yeah.
It wasn't resolution, it wasn't the titles. It was that $20.
Right,
$20 mark, man. I was like, hell no.
What's the prices of the game?
Can someone explain that?
You mentioned
the $20 a month, Flamish. Yeah. $20 a month.
For what?
That's $140 a year.
And the chat systems on PlayStation at that time sucked.
Yo, listen, the service was bad.
I can't follow.
What you mean you can't follow? It was $20 a month.
But for what? Like, explain.
PlayStation Now was $20 a month.
Holy.
Yeah. When it first came out, I beta tested it, and then it was like, "Oh, we're gonna charge your card $20." I was like, "No, you're not."
Yeah.
I'm playing games in 720p. They're pixelating.
And the lag.
The catalog was fine.
Oh, the lag
was ridiculous.
Awful.
I'm like, I'm not paying $20 for this.
Yeah, and then if you decided you wanted to buy a game, because I was baited on the beta as well, and the thing that killed me is when I made sure I was like, oh no, I got to cancel this as quickly as possible. I was like, okay, well, at least you got the option to buy some of these games. I remember, I'll never forget it. Final Fantasy, the Lightning series. It was the very first one. Final Fantasy 12, or I think that's what it was.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it was the very first one of the Lightning saga, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and buy this, and then hopefully, and I, you know how people may think outside the box, thinking that something might work. Like maybe this is the strategy. They want you to buy the game, and then it'll work better. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm just going to go and buy it. The game was $50. It was like 40, $50, and I'm like,
old stuff.
For an old game, and I'm like, I could go to GameStop and get that damn game for $10. What are you talking about, Sony? And that right there was when I was done. Because I played like 3 games on it, and they all and none of them were online games, but they were all just single player games, and the lag was absolutely atrocious. Yeah. So no, they just missed the mark. They had a good idea, but it just fell right on its face, in my opinion.
I want to pull back. Go on, Flamish.
Yeah, on this topic, like there's still a couple of games out there that are still so pricey, like Black Ops 2. Till this day, that game is still $60.
Yeah.
Shame.
But I got it right there, Flamish. You want it?
I borrowed
I got the disc.
it.
You want it?
While it's on my mind, I want to pull back a whole conversation ago when K Mega mentioned what's it going to be like in hotels and stuff, right? So I do travel for work now and again. Okay. When I go to a hotel, I was taking my 2013 VCR Xbox in my bag like that. Yeah. So now I've got a Series S. I'm thinking I can take that, but now I don't need to, because let's be honest, I can take my laptop and a HDMI cable, hook that HDMI cable from my laptop to the 52-inch screen in my hotel room, and play over the cloud, because it's on PC.
With Xbox streaming app, yeah.
I've had the invite to try on PC. I've not tried it yet. I haven't had time. I've been at work for the last few days, but I can log into. I can right now. I can on this laptop, which is a piece of shit. I'll be honest. I can log into. I can open the internet, go into Xbox.com, and stream a game I want to play.
Just to your console, literally, yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, like you said, what's it going to be like in hotel rooms? All you've got to do is take a laptop with you. A laptop is tiny. A laptop and a HDMI cable, your 55-inch, in your hotel room, is now your Xbox, isn't it?
Animated, not even that, like they can even make it more simple. What if on all new TVs comes an Xbox app? You don't even need anything.
Yes.
Samsung, it will. They'll do deals with
in a couple of years.
TV companies.
In a couple of years, all TVs will have the Xbox app just integrated. Basically.
Well, I mean, let's not get too carried away. Like when people got that late night hype and they just try to bring somebody from the club to the hotel to like a Motel 6. I don't see Game Pass being those TVs.
Okay,
but
but it all.
I can also use that HDMI cable.
It won't be called Game Pass. It be called Game About to Get Some Ass.
I can also use that HDMI for other things. Agreed. But in this instance, do you know what? I go to a hotel at work for work. I'm there at night. I can log into Xbox.com or whatever it is. HDMI to the TV, controllers there. It's just like playing on my Xbox at home, isn't it? It's exactly that.
Yeah.
And I don't know of another service that can give us that at the moment.
There's really nothing like it. The only thing I know, personally, it's Shadow. Shadow was a thing I tried when it was still like fairly new. It's basically streaming a PC to your phone, to your tablet, to your PC. And it's a full pack PC with 32 gigabytes of video memory, 32 gigabytes of RAM memory, and like the best CPU that's out there. And you could play any game, 4K, so many frames. Like it was amazing. Like I actually used it for a couple of months until I was buying my own PC, of course. But I was like, I could actually pay this for so many years. And
you said Shadow Play, right?
Shadow Tech, Shadow Play. Like it probably
That's
changed.
GeForce Now.
No,
That's
no,
made-
it was
that's
not
made by
GeForce
NVIDIA,
Now.
ain't it?
No, that's the difference. It's
Mm-mm.
not that. It's actually Shadow.tech. If
It's
you go
the stuff that
Whoa.
y'all was making fun of me about years ago when I was talking about that service.
yeah.
Oh, you also talked about Stadia and Ouya too.
Yeah, but I also talked. Yeah, I did. But I also talked about Rainwave. And so I was
Rainway, that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
company.
yeah. Give me my props on Rainwave, baby.
No, we're
Yes.
not giving you on no
Actually-
props on nothing that failed.
I'm putting
Doesn't sound
that
like you're
link.
getting props from anything.
Rainwave didn't fail. Rainwave's is
Listen.
partnered with Microsoft now.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, give me my props, sucker.
You
This
got
is
it. You got it.
This is the website, literally,
You got it.
guys.
You got
Hey,
it.
K Mega got to keep you honest, man. And
Yes, sir.
I like having him around. I like having you around. You got to keep a lemon honest up there. you
Hey
know?
man, we both keep each other honest, man. That's just what we do, man.
So
I wasn't sure that was possible until now.
Now, Paul does a good job at it too with his sarcasm. He does a good job. I look forward to it every Sunday. I come in here to get checked by Cerebral all day. That's my guy.
yeah. So I actually put the video in like the link of the website in the description so you can look at the stats, how it like it's different now, the service itself, like it's different for what type of PC you want. But it's literally, it was amazing. I was playing on 13-year-old PC. Like that is old, right? Like super old. And could still
Now,
play it.
Remember, Lemon, when y'all was over here, you and Delilah and them was over here destroying me when I was talking about this service, and I was saying, look, this thing could be huge. I said there'll be a market for this.
Yes, I remember that. You said that on GOG. I remember. Yes, sir.
And y'all said, oh, who's gonna want to rent a PC? Y'all dogged me out, man. It was so bad.
I mean, but everybody in the room buys PC, so they didn't believe in it. They didn't believe in it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got it. But yeah, no, this streaming thing is it's the wave of the future. I mean, it's just so convenient.
Facts.
It's just so convenient. That's why the big three, they all have to make these changes.
Yep.
Because you don't want Amazon, you don't want Google to because all it takes is just one hit game to get people to get drawn to that service.
But
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's small or if it's big. Just one big hit game.
Luna has its own hurdles because of the pay scale. Luna can be fantastic if you didn't have to pay per channel for each developer. We all play, everybody here plays a multitude of games. Flamish, Animated, Paul, yourself, K Mega. I'm not paying $5.99 and $7.99 per developer.
No.
You know what that bill is like a month?
Oh,
That's
God.
a negative. I don't care not you, but I'm saying I don't care how people try to spin the situation financially. That doesn't make sense. Even EA Play, I spent that $30 a year, and I told my daughter's godfather, I said, listen, I'm not paying for this no more because all we getting is EA games. Okay, all right, we get 10 days, we get a window of 10 days to try a game early. That's good, but they don't bring out enough games for this to matter per year, right? Game Pass is a service. They got everybody games in there. All type indie, all big ones, their own games, major developers. Now they dropping games day one that's got a timed, which all of them are timed. Nothing stays in Game Pass forever. And people forget to mention that. Everything has a window. Things go in, things go out. You know what I'm saying? But you paying for one service, $10 a month. It's not $15, it's $10. And you're getting multitude of developers. How can Luna compete with that price for what they're doing?
Right.
It doesn't make. I'm telling you. I said it yesterday. Luna was still charging me the $695 or $675, and I was like, I thought I stopped this because I was, me and you beta tested it. I was like.
Yeah, I got hit just last week.
And it was hard to find a link to cancel.
I still got Luna.
It was hard to find a link to cancel, but I found
I haven't canceled yet. I
canceled it yesterday. I said, you won't get another nothing out of me. And you know what's crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Being that they charged me yesterday, No, day before yesterday. It's good until May 20th. I don't even care about Luna. Sorry. Game Pass for the win. It just offers more of a financial benefit. I was like, when I tried it, I said, oh, they got 7 or 8 games in here. Okay. Then when I saw the other games, I went to play a Ubisoft game just to give it a test. Oh, you got to pay for this channel. So I said, wait a minute. Let me go back. So I started looking at, this is Square Enix. This is Ubisoft. This is 2K. This is that. I'm like, by the time you spend for all the different type of stuff you want to, we talking about $80 a month. Hell to the no. They crazy. You know why? Because they don't own nothing. They don't have a immediate platform for people to have to license. For anything on PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox, you have to pay that licensing fee to put your game on there.
So, with that thought, Fastback mentioned that who can compete with Game Pass? Right,
No one.
So Game Pass is
Right
so
now?
Okay,
Yeah,
not right now, but it's so far. It's been so long now that who can do it? Who can bring
Okay,
something
let
in?
me explain how this works. Like I said, it goes back to the licensing situation, right?
Yep.
PlayStation Now has a multitude of games. What's wrong with PlayStation services? The service itself is horrible. You got to stream everything. Game Pass, you really ain't streaming nothing. xCloud is not Game Pass. xCloud is an addition to that service.
Yep.
That's an addition. So even with PlayStation Now, if they had the ability to really have a serious backwards compatibility and download and play the games at the lower price, they could be competition. But we got to look at all these streaming services that we are talking about. Game Pass is not a streaming service. Game Pass is a download the hard copy to your game. xCloud is the streaming service that's attached to Game Pass, which is a bonus. So they're giving you the best of both worlds. Who can even with Nvidia's streaming service, you're still streaming PC-like games to your game. But then they have another problem. They're dealing with mostly Steam games, and now Epic got their own situation. Ubisoft got their own situation. EA Play got their own situation. So you still can't get the amount of developers in the same ecosystem, whereas you on console and you develop it, you already got that.
Yeah.
You got every title available to you that's gonna go in there.
Guys, this was the thing I was talking about. I'm actually showing now on the stream on the video, right? So this PC right here that you see, you can play this on any laptop, any phone, any device, right? The full PC, you can play this for $12 a month, and it streams.
What publishers?
No,
It's not.
it's just
not
a
all of them.
PC. It's
Just a PC.
Yeah. So for $12 a month, you don't actually need to own a PC. You can basically rent a PC.
That's why y'all was making fun of me about this service. I was like,
I'm gonna say something. Being that y'all supporting this ecosystem, I dare either one of y'all to run y'all podcast off of that PC. I dare you.
Okay, but hold on. You can upgrade.
I dare you.
You can upgrade. Not right now, but soon you can upgrade to 2080.
So you want to rent a PC besides what you're doing right now?
But it's not renting a PC. It's basically renting a virtual machine.
Right.
That's renting a PC.
Yeah, it's renting a PC somewhere else.
Right.
Listen.
So what do you need to have that? Do you need a PC to have that? Because if you have a PC to have that, then you don't need a PC.
You basically buy a tablet, you buy a phone, a really old laptop.
It's a
really
virtual
old
PC.
It's a virtual PC you stream to.
You just need internet. You just need internet and something to hook up a
tablet,
the service. A tablet or a monitor or something, and just go from there.
We will never complete a show on GRG. We will never have no Four Guys recorders. We will never have a Dragon's Den. And damn sure won't have a Flamish experience.
Yeah.
On that.
So basically, it's a remote virtual machine.
It's a remote. Doing that. Brooklyn.
Yeah, okay.
No, sir.
It's so popular right now. It's so popular that you can get a machine. You have to pre-order. when I pre-ordered back in the day, it was like a year and a half, 3 years ago or something. When I used that, I need to wait 1 month. Now you need to wait 1 year before there's another spot.
Wow.
See, told you. I told you,
But
man.
you, Mega, that
Yeah,
don't mean
man.
that's a lot of spots. It could have 2,000 spots.
Okay, but hold
No,
on.
no, no,
That's-
no, no.
Oh no,
It
man.
don't mean it has a
Worldwide.
million spots.
Wow.
Man.
Worldwide as well,
so
like
messy.
everywhere.
So messy.
Like the
I'm
growing.
just saying, Kate. Yo, Kate,
The
listen.
slander is delicious
Listen,
here, man.
I know,
Look,
I
in
know.
Drive Club, right? You had
Yeah.
to wait to get in the queue to play online. People like, oh, is that many people playing? Then you find out there was only 3,000 people a month.
But I think what overall is that okay? Since if you don't have, I don't know. This is for people who wants to game or whatever. I think it's primarily for just people who want to game. So nobody that wants to podcast or anything like that. I mean, no, or they probably could stream on it. If they want to just play games and maybe stream.
Yeah.
But it's just more so. It's just convenience. You don't have to have some bulky device in your way that that collect dust that you got to open up and got to clean every once in a while.
Okay, Mega's reaching all the way out there.
Man, I'm
Yeah.
telling you. Listen,
Yo, keep going.
okay, but listen. The Flamish is on board. You already, the host of this podcast is on board. I win. Period. I have no. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
I would
Come
like
on.
to see
Lemon,
you get
Lemon,
a nice-
Lemon,
The rest of the panel might not be on my
it's
side, but I got
I
the
dare
host.
you.
The host on my team.
Lemon, it's time to wave the
Keep
white
up.
flag.
Right on the head.
I have to admit, when you mentioned bulky device you have to clean, I'm sure my wife sees me as that, so it's
Okay,
fine.
right.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Another wife
Well, that
under
is
the bus.
That is a plus. If part
That
of the
is a plus.
PC, if part of the PC breaks, you don't have to deal with it. That's their problem.
right. That's their problem. They got to have that. You know what I'm saying? But again, just like with anything that's got to go through the cloud and stuff like that, there'll be some hitches, there'll be some issues, no doubt about it. There'll be times where they can't game because they want to do maintenance, stuff like that. So yeah,
Lemon.
there are drawbacks.
Lemon, you
But
need to be like this.
Wave the white towel, man. It's over.
Okay,
It's over.
Yo, listen.
It's over.
If y'all do it, I'll do it. So I'm gonna wait for y'all first.
I already built me a PC, so it's too late now. I'm
Me
good.
Yeah.
You know
too.
what I'm saying?
Like
So,
I
mean,
use this service.
You don't want to save money?
I mean, it's too late. If man, when I was over here getting desperate, my old PC, man, and people was dogging me out for my build and stuff like that, and we was barely holding on to have a show. Then I would have looked into it. That's why I was talking about it
So
back then.
Lemon, do
4 years
imagine
ago.
like in
3,
this day
4
and
years ago.
age, buy a PC is expensive. If you want a good PC these days, it's expensive. What you're
I know.
Yeah.
I just rebuilt my PC.
Yeah,
It's been
so
$3,000 to
having
upgrade
a
my
build,
PC.
having a
Yeah, but
build
My CPU
actually-
went out. Trust me, I just did it. Trust me.
Having a
With
PC
no
that can
graphic card.
play all the games, right, on low settings, medium settings, but having that for $12 a month these times,
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
I mean,
that's like me saying get rid of my console and just stick with Game Pass. Nah, I ain't
but
doing that.
but there are people that there's people that don't even want a console.
right.
And there's people that and so
And I'm all for it. That's why it's options. I'm all for that.
right.
But me,
yeah.
I ain't getting rid of my console. 'cause
Well, yeah,
console
no, I mean, but that's the thing. That's the reason why the
experience.
market is. That's why the reason that
The
the
options
gaming
is
is blowing up
Yes.
the way that it is because the more options that they can provide, and especially when you look at how certain people's infrastructure isn't the best, and if they can use their Wi-Fi or if they can just get something better that can run and there are some people that they don't like to have all these bulky things in the house. I mean, look at just like last gen when people were complaining about the size of the Xbox One, and now you got people that's complaining about the look of the PlayStation 5, how much space that takes. People want
that
things
takes real space.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
what can I say?
that
thing
thing
is huge.
That
it's a
takes a
tank.
room. That thing
It's a
takes a
tank.
room.
It's
It's
a
insane.
tank. It's a
Yes.
tank. I think that thing is I think that thing is not only a console, but it's a heater as well. So in the wintertime, it will keep you warm. But
It
that's
looks like one of those buildings from the Jetsons. That thing is huge. I'm serious. Right. That thing is huge. I was like, when I pulled it out of the box, I said, holy cow, this is big.
Yeah.
Like, we all had big consoles. I think the OG Xbox was the biggest.
No,
trumps that.
the Magnavox, the old school 1970 version Magnavox it was the 70s or 80s. The Magnavox was the biggest because we looked that up. We had a talk about it, and then so the biggest console of all time before the PlayStation 5 was the Magnavox.
Jesus.
And it was in the 70s or 80s when that came out, and now the PlayStation 5 has that beat by I think about 2 inches, by an inch or two.
Wow.
That is,
So
it's big. I ain't lying, fellas. It's huge. It's ridiculous. Luckily, I have one of those the TV stands where it goes the long way, so I have plenty of space.
Yeah.
Because I buy 65 inches, so you gotta have a wider stand than the TV itself. God forbid you have a TV with the legs on the end. So I always purchase long, and it takes up the whole center.
I was very lucky with mine because I have a stand that's actually under my TV because my TV is hanging on the wall, and I have like a slit in the middle where you can put something in. The PlayStation just barely fit in there. Like it has enough air to breathe, right? But because it's an open space, but it had just barely enough room. Like the Xbox couldn't even fit in there. Like it's a little bit thicker than PlayStation 5. So it couldn't fit in there, so I have to put it on top, like on its side. Otherwise, it would go against my TV. Like I couldn't pull it out. But
and I'm not a type of dude that stand my systems up the long way, the tall way. I always lay my systems down.
They look smaller that way as well, in my opinion.
The footprint of that PlayStation, it's like the original VCR. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Also, the PlayStation 3 back in the day, like the first one, the really thick, chunky boy, was also really.
It was thick, but it wasn't long. This thing is long. like what the hell?
Yeah, and the box it came in was not the best quality as well. Like I do think packaging is really where they lacked so much. I was afraid for my box. Like for a PlayStation. I was afraid. I saw people like
it's different.
When you took it at the handle, like I saw a video on Twitter that had one guy that just broke off. I was afraid that mine was gonna do the same, so I had to hug it like this against me. But it's a big box.
Yeah, they need plenty more padding in there too.
Yeah.
It was some good packaging, but thank God mine's worked.
So Lemon.
What up?
Are you ready?
What the? Whoa! I got it. Whoa! I don't even. I'm not. Listen. I'm not waving no flags until you and K Mega take that digital PC plunge. Yeah. I'm not waving nothing. Y'all
I've
can
done
talk
it
whatever.
before.
When you put you was a tester. You still had a regular PC. I want you to get rid of your PC and go the cheap route. And I guarantee you'll be right back, and you'll be mad because you'll be spending money 2 times.
Why
crazy?
2 times?
No way.
What?
You'll be spending money twice. If
you
get
do
rid of your
have a
PC,
couple of questions in chat for me.
Oh, let's go.
Okay, so Dragonwolf is asking when xCloud becomes an app on TV, etc. What kind of numbers do you think it could get to? If they mark, if in my
100 million.
I want
And
to
I'm
say
not
this
exaggerating. There's a billion gamers on the planet.
Okay, but I do want to say if they don't market it the right way and it doesn't get enough coverage, then I think it's not gonna get there.
You don't think they're gonna market the right way? You
I
don't think the
no
TV
idea.
manufacturers that put this application on their TV? First of all, let's just look at Samsung, the #1 TV provider on the planet. They just had a deal with Microsoft on their TVs. Not an app on their TV, just a deal as being the TV that's marketed for Xbox. Do you see the advertisement that got?
Okay. Let me. Are you aware? If you buy, have you seen the advertisement, or are you aware that if you buy a new Samsung phone, you get a year of Game Pass? You're aware, yes?
I'm a Samsung cell phone purchaser.
I'm just asking.
Yes.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
How aware were you not aware, Flamish?
No.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a phone company called EE in the UK. If you buy EE, yes. If you buy
Okay.
if you get a Samsung with EE on contract, you get a year of Game Pass.
Okay.
Is
Facts.
that global? No. So
it is
it's
cool,
all.
though.
It is very cool. Yes.
But how much are
Well,
the phones?
It's a contract phone. I've got a Samsung phone. It's probably worth £1,300.
There you go.
My phone too.
The
My
same-
phone
the-
too.
My
the
girlfriend-
same as Lemons.
I bought-
It's got you've got the Note 20.
The Note 20
yes?
Plus
You've
Ultra,
got the
right?
Note, you've got the Note 20.
Those are the new
That's what I
phones,
got.
right? The new
$1,600,
phones.
yeah?
Yeah, that's what I got. That's what
Yeah.
you see right here. This is the Ultra
Yeah.
version.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
but those are not the phone that most people buy. The most people phones that they buy are like the cheap ones because they're also good phones, right? They're not.
But we're not talking about phones only. You said TVs.
Yes.
Yeah, he
Samsung
talked
is the
about
number one
phones?
manufacturer.
No,
but listen, he brought up a situation,
I'm
an
talking
example.
I'm talking about marketing. Marketing, not-
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
but what should
So-
happen, right?
So if you buy a new Samsung TV, you get let's say 2 years of Game Pass.
No, not 2 years.
How big's that marketing going to be?
It's gonna be huge.
When if you buy LG, you get nothing. It all depends on how big that marketing is going to be.
I think they should do it differently. I'm sorry.
Well,
I think they should
real
do
quick,
it
let me-
Go for it.
whenever
Tell me.
you-
You tell me.
whenever you should open your apps on
Yeah.
or you open your apps for the first time on your TV, it should say like now available on this TV Xbox app, like Xbox Game Pass from Xbox.
But it's only going to be available with certain TVs. If LG
should
do not
be
have
on there.
if
Okay,
LG do not
I'm
have
gonna
a
give you an
marketing
example.
deal, if
I'm gonna give you an
LG do not have
example.
a marketing deal
Right.
with Xbox, they're not going to advertise it.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm gonna give y'all an example. I'm gonna give you an example being in
Go
the
for
United
it.
States. Best Buy, one of the biggest chains in the United States.
Yeah,
When you bought a Samsung TV, there's a big ass billboard. Xbox, Samsung. Soon as you walk in there.
yep.
And we talking about the biggest market in the world. See, I don't know how they do it in Belgium, Flamish, but I'm telling you, in the United States, everybody knew Samsung, Xbox.
Well,
Hands
and
down.
No,
Even
he has
at
PlayStation.
E3, all those TVs, Samsung, Xbox, on the whole floor, everywhere. Samsung, Xbox.
well,
Period.
I
I'm
don't
not,
see
that's
that
the
happening in
least of
Belgium.
my worries about them advertising Game Pass on TVs. That is the least, because if they put it there, they're not going to put it there and just don't talk about it.
well,
They're
and
not
here's-
doing that.
My point
Yeah.
was that fair enough if they've got a marketing deal with Samsung. Sorry, if it is a actual app on TVs, are they going to market it on LG and Sony? If it's a downloadable app on Android, for example, are they going to be able to market it on Sony, Apple? Let's
No,
take out the
I don't
equation.
think so.
LG.
Sony right now is marketing PlayStation Now.
Okay, but
They're including that with their TVs.
let's take Sony out the equation. LG,
Yeah.
Philips,
Which is only UK
all
and
those,
Japan.
yeah, all those TVs.
Well,
The
okay, and-
TCL, whatever it is.
give me a second here because I've got something
Go.
to say.
Yeah, go.
The other thing is like like we were talking about the market they're trying to get into, Japan. I know in Japan the hotels have very little, they're traveler hotels. They're not, for the Japanese traveler or whatever, for the Asian traveler. They have a TV, they have a bed, that's about it. You put xCloud gaming on those things and you've got a wind into the market right there.
That's a fact.
By the hundreds of thousands right there.
Yep.
That's a fact. They're
You're
going
right,
to
yeah.
advertise
You're
Flamish.
absolutely right,
The point is not is they're going to advertise. The point is how many different TV manufacturers will the app be on? Because Sega's in.
Yeah, that's
Sega will be in. That
Yeah.
and they push it. Okay, Mega will tell you they're pushing
That was my point,
that in
yeah.
the United States.
Well, yeah.
They're
Well,
pushing it.
and imagine though the hotel could push it too. All of our hotels have this, that, and the other thing. It's a service
Right.
available when you're traveling,
Right.
and we have hundreds of rooms.
And as
Right,
a
and
person
that's
that, Go ahead. I'm sorry, Kim.
Oh no, you fine, you fine. I was just gonna say, from what the question was, I think that it could go in the range of I think around get close to at least 70, 80 million easily. I mean, it could get close to that 100 million mark. Because of the fact of just like what everybody else has been saying, because of the hotel rooms. I mean, like I said, your Best Westerns, the Marriott stuff like that.
Motel 6s, right.
Yeah. Motel 6 ain't gonna, if they ain't doing that, Jack. But
You don't think so?
Hell no. That, I mean, it's a big
No.
chain, but it's not. But it's a lower big chain. It's an economy type of hotel, but not like, unless you go to, because I've seen some really nice ones. I mean, when I had to travel and go through work, I've stayed in some really nice Motel 6, but those might definitely have them. But like I think they're Motel 6 Express or something like that or whatever. But regardless of that, I mean, it's just those things right there. How they're marketed with that, that's going to be a win for them. The fact of also we keep on forgetting about xCloud as well. That I think that they all should be combined together, and then there where you can get to that maybe that 150 million, because there's just so many people that play with their cell phones as well, and laptops. It's just inevitable for the gamers to just, especially when they can bring their library with them, and especially with Game Pass, just that combination alone is going to just generate huge. But I know the question was just about the televisions. I think a good 70, 80 million by 2023, especially when the big hitter like I can't think of the game right now. That's ridiculous. I apologize for that. But the Hellblade 2. Hellblade 2. So it's like and then Fable. Those games will definitely going to generate a lot of
we can't
attention.
forget the elephant in the room.
And
the
real
biggest
quick,
game on the planet. Imagine playing, these kids could take Minecraft anywhere.
Yep.
Right.
That's really the elephant in the room.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people keep forgetting that. Yeah, that's on xCloud. That's on Game Pass.
Guys.
And K-Mega, real quick, K-Mega, to your point that, you might not see it in the cheaper hotels, but at some point when they replace their TVs, if by default it's on those TVs, you've instantly built a new audience.
Right.
That is true. You're absolutely right. I mean, you're absolutely right. It could happen. I mean, the possibilities are endless. And I know that if we're sitting here talking about these things, I know that the staff at Xbox is definitely looking into it, and especially of how big Netflix got under the guy that they have on board that was previously with Xbox and then went to Netflix and got Netflix to where it is, and now it's back with Microsoft. Yeah, it's the sky's the limit for that service, and I don't think anything that's really can catch it except for maybe something with Steam. But Steam has tried to get into both markets, and they both failed miserably. So I just don't see anything else. Even if PlayStation gets on board and has their own version, how much faith will there be with the PlayStation community, especially with what they got to deal with right now in the first year of PlayStation? So I don't know. And then when will that service actually kick in? Because if they don't have a service ready to go in the next, by next year, then it's a wrap. Because Xbox will be light years ahead of them, and so it just would almost be just a service just to make money, not to compete.
So,
in my opinion,
a quick question before we end the show. Like, Fazbeck had a question in the end. Like, what's the next third-party game that would be going to Game Pass? Speculation, like everyone, real quick, go.
I'll give you two. Death Stranding and Battlefield 6.
Battlefield 6.
Whoa.
Death Stranding. Okay.
Aiming for the fences, baby.
Bro, I've been saying this. I've been saying this. I'm gonna live and die off of this. I'm saying Death Stranding is going to come to Xbox, and it's going to get in Game Pass. and it's and then Battlefield 6 is gonna blow up the world because you're gonna have Battlefield 6 and then you got Halo. It is almost tell me that might grow about like 5 million
You know what? I should've worn my
subscribers right
Xbox
there.
shirt on this podcast instead of
Man,
wearing my
come
own.
on, I'm
Lemon.
just saying.
Yo, I'm not mad at you,
What
bro.
do you think, then?
I'm not mad at you. I don't even have an answer, but I ain't mad at you.
What do you think then? What's
Me?
for you going to next as third party?
I don't know, and I'm not
They
putting a
won't.
foot in my ass.
No. Okay.
I
Paul?
have no idea because they've been hitting us with haymakers, and we still dizzy from the last two that dropped in there. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Outright accept.
I'm all for it though.
Outright accept issues, but it's still a big one. So, Paul.
I really don't know because I've said before I don't necessarily follow who's a third party and who's not. The next big game I'm looking forward to is still going to be Starfield, and I think that's coming sooner than a lot of people think. And I
got a question. You know, I'm all for the Starfield hype, but a lot of people's promoting some shit that they don't even know what it looks like.
Well, okay, I've answered this before. No,
I'm like, wait, hold up.
No, I've answered
I'm
this
just asking,
before.
Paul.
It's because I have faith in Bethesda single player games. Their multiplayer games not so much, but
Todd Howard, yeah. I have faith in Todd Howard, how they develop the games. They're
Right.
not the biggest like in-depth games, right? They're as deep as a puddle, but as wide as a lake, basically.
Yep.
On mechanics. But
Yeah.
I don't think they're really mechanically advanced.
You know, I got faith in Bethesda too, but we also got a Fallout 76.
Again,
yeah,
wait,
okay,
come
wait,
on, like,
wait,
like,
no,
yo,
wait.
it's gonna
Okay,
be hype.
stop,
It's gonna be
wait,
dope. I'm like, really,
stop.
what it looks like.
Wait, stop. Shut up a minute.
I got
Now
you.
you're ignoring what I just said.
No, I'm just saying, not you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about how the community is just so 1,000, and I'm like, we didn't even see a we don't know what it looks like. That's all it was, Paul. Not with you.
Yeah. Fallout 76 is a multiplayer game. I have faith in their single player
Oh,
game.
facts.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I bought Fallout 76. Regrettable.
So animated people.
I'm right there with you, but
Yes.
but when they say it's like whatever Fallout in space or whatever they said, I'm all for that. Okay.
Right.
Actually,
And
if
go ahead.
If it comes to Starfield, I just hope it looks a little bit like, how would you say, like Elite Dangerous mixed with Star Citizen.
But how can you say that? You ain't seen nothing.
I hope. I hope.
Oh, you
Damn
hope? Okay.
That's my hope.
I just want to.
Okay, animated.
I'm not going to go with the next third party that's going into Game Pass. Not at all, because it could be anything.
And actually, Starfield is
I'm gonna go with probably the biggest things that are going to go into.
He's going for the
third
sure
party.
bag.
Well, yeah, I'm going to go with the biggest that's going to cause so much upset. I think Battlefield 6.
Okay.
Going to go in. It's not going to be the next third party, but it's going to go in. And I'm
major.
also going to say the day that the Cyberpunk 2077 update releases,
That's nice.
that's going to go into
That would be
Game Pass.
nice.
Actually,
That will be huge.
That
The
would be
next
huge.
gen patch of Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
It's going to
Would
hit
be awesome.
PlayStation back on stores because they need it, and it's
Right.
also going to hit Game Pass day one.
Ooh,
That would be
That's
awesome.
a fantastic.
I could, you know what? I can co-sign that. I can go with that.
All right, but you can't co-sign. Okay, so hold on. I got one more too. Just one more. I got one more.
Actually,
All
I
right.
do want to say Starfield is first party at this point, guys. You cannot call
It is first.
Oh yeah. It's going to be.
But that's why I
Xbox.
said I don't follow necessarily first party, third party. I don't care. I just want to play games.
All right. Again, I'm going out here on a limb because I'm a person that likes to follow trends.
Yeah.
So this is another game that I think that will be on Game Pass. All you got to do is look at the dates, and that is Scarlet Nexus. The date is right after E3, and I could see them being on E3. Phil coming on stage and saying the available right now, available here in the next couple of days after E3,
Agreed.
Scarlet Nexus will be
You're
on
in the
Game
wrong
Pass.
business. I think you need to be on marketing. You need to be on the Xbox marketing team because you got me hyped. Now I'm about to make a whole story and tweet about it. This is what I heard from my sources.
I don't know actually if that is going to be true because last time they were like the game was shown off was actually before the big show. And everything they said about the games that were shown before the big show will not be going to Game Pass. So I'm not sure if that's going to happen. It would be huge. I mean, it looks like a game I would play. So yeah, I would think that as well. Like for me, I'm still hoping in the bottom of my heart that or Biomutant is coming to Game Pass. Still looks like a fun game to me. Like
I'm buying that day one. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And also
Not straight off.
the
Not-
legendary
off.
edition of Mass Effect. I know it's not right now, but still could be coming to Game Pass because also with
It
EA.
is going to Game
Hey,
Pass.
at some point it will go there.
It
Yeah,
goes to EA Play. I'm waiting. I done beat all those games 3 times. You ain't getting my money again. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah.
yeah,
And
probably.
it's a
I'm with
last
Lemon.
gen
I'm with Lemon.
upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
probably.
last gen graphical upgrade,
But
not
I-
this gen. Let's
Yeah.
not get it twisted.
Yeah,
I really think that
probably,
Battlefield
yeah, I'm with
6
Lemon.
is also coming as well. Yeah.
That's why I pay for Game Pass to take advantage of all the things that's going in it. After certain games have a lifespan, EA throws them in. It's like 8-9 months. I'm waiting.
if that.
Yep.
Sometimes
that,
it's even
right.
6 months.
Sometimes
it's
it's
even
6
or 4,
yeah.
No, I'm waiting. It's, listen. We invested in that series. Not everybody, but I'm telling you, I beat each one of those games 3 times. I'm not proud. I love the series. I'm not just crediting anybody who is this first time experience or somebody who want to relive those who don't have it digitally. I got you. Me myself, I'm not doing it.
Agreed.
I don't see the value with all these other games coming out. Nah.
I've
Completely
actually-
agree, brother. Completely agree.
And also, what I really hope, guys, and this is my personal opinion, I want to see Diablo 2 resurrected coming into
This
Game
dude
Pass.
is like a Diablo 2
I
advocate.
know.
Like, what did you get involved with Diablo 2 late in your career? Like,
No, I love that game from back in the day, man. It's been my
Yeah, me
childhood
too, but
memory.
I ain't
And seeing the
doing that
game
one either.
remastered completely, the visuals upgraded, and it's still one of the best action.
you know what? I'm gonna watch you
RPGs.
stream it. I'm gonna live through you.
You're gonna watch me
Shout
stream?
out to you.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch you stream. You my God, and I'm gonna share it out 5,000 times.
Okay, that's cool. When the game comes out, I'll stream it from beginning to end, and I'll do it on PC. I'm not doing that on consoles. Nope.
Yeah, facts.
No, guys.
You gonna
it's
use your
been-
virtual PC?
I am. Why would I need a
He's
virtual
only
PC?
sharing
Like,
it if you're going to use the virtual PC.
You know,
That's the
I
rule.
want to see when you can make a crossover. I'm gonna follow
Them the
y'all
rule.
lead. I'm gonna follow
Well,
y'all
if
lead.
you pay for my virtual PC, I'll
No,
still
no,
use
no,
it.
no. That was not the deal.
You were the one saying how good it was.
Right? How good it is? Show me the way. Please show me the promised land. Not doing that.
No, okay. So we're at the end of the show, guys. First, I want to say something that's really cool. Next week, Saturday, the 1st of May, is my official birthday. I'm becoming 30 years old. So, I'll
left
see you
his
then.
20s.
Eh?
You're a baby.
Yo, baby.
You're a baby. I
No.
thought you was at least 30 something. You
No,
29
I'm
years
almost
old.
at 29 years old, man.
I was playing games when you were still looking for the way out. Just Jesus.
I think we all were. I think we all were.
No.
Not
Right.
me. I
What you was doing, Cerebral, at that time?
I was halfway out. I was.
He said I was halfway out.
No, guys. So, yeah, it's just what I wanted to say. It's something that's why I'm going on vacation for 5 days from Monday till
Enjoy.
Friday after it. So, I'm gonna be
Enjoy.
celebrating that with my girlfriend. First time we're going away, so it's gonna be awesome. So, besides that, of course, next week I'm gonna be. We're gonna have another Flamish experience with another guest, maybe. We'll see who comes up or who wants to be on. So I don't have any schedule yet for that. And yeah, Kemege, 405 was really lovely to have you on the show, man. Nice conversations. Like, where can people find you?
Oh man, you can find me on my channel, KMega405. You can catch me on Twitter. That's where I mostly dwell, on at KMega4. Also the GRG podcast, as well as GRG _ podcast. On Twitter, it's there too. So if you want to go and check that out, that's more of a sat back, chill type of thing, just giving out gaming news. You know, if you want to get the slander, you just come to K at KMega4, and then you'll see me say some things, give it my thoughts. But other than that, we got Fight Night Sundays coming tonight, which is on Twitch. I usually do Twitch and YouTube, but most likely I'll probably just have it on Twitch for tonight, and then I'll add what we was playing on YouTube a little bit later. And then the GRG podcast every Friday night, 8 p.m. Central. Yeah, man. And one of the people that's right here, that's one of your panelists. He's part of the crew. He's part of the crew. 108 Dragons. And yeah, man. Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Central. It is the next podcast with one of my best friends, man. Xbox 448, man. We've been doing this. We've been doing that podcast for 6 years, man. Cannot believe it.
King of golf.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, well, yeah. So thank you so much, man. Invite me anytime.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can always come on whenever you have time, of course. So Lemon.
What's good, Flamish?
Where can people
You know,
find you, my man?
Yo, you can find me here on Sunday. You know, I love coming here with this. It's like Freestyle Fridays on BET. We just be going off the top of the dome. You can find me here. You can find me on my channel, 108 Dragons TV. You can always find me 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on GOG, or Saturdays at 7 on the Dragons Den, man. You know, it's always a pleasure, always fun. And I like this open mic situation. And Animated, it's my guy. And Paul is my guy. And Flamish is my guy, man. And shout out to my brother, man, King Mega, for even being part of this. It's King of the A button.
Great.
Oh man, yeah. Speaking of that, I got one more. And that's bad. That's foul of me. That is, we do Devin. Me and the Don. We do the Devin the Gamer. We do that every 2 weeks on every other week, twice a month. So check this out. We usually do it around 10 p.m. Central. I would have no idea what time that is, GMT time. So you're gonna have to help me with that, Flamish.
6 p.m.
6 p.m. So 6 p.m.
Or you said 10 a.m. Central or 10 p.m.
10 p.m. 10 p.m.
So
Central.
6 a.m. 6 a.m.
Is that UK
6 a.m.
time or is that
Now
my
it's getting
time?
confusing.
What is?
Oh, okay.
What is? Paul is our personal
Paul.
rain man in here. He know all the numbers.
Thank you.
Make it,
well,
always say, make it UK time. UK time is easier for everyone.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
UK time for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is UK
Okay,
time. That would be
yeah.
6 a.m. UK time.
Because
6 a.m. Okay, right.
And yes, I do know it that easily because I have a lot of friends who live in the UK. So
I got
hope
you.
it
I'm gonna
gets
leave it up to you because I'm not that smart. But go ahead.
wrong.
I had to look
Oh,
at the
man.
watch or something. I don't know. Okay.
No, I used to have one of those watches. Yeah.
Right. Show you all the time. You be like, why you need a world watch? Well, we kind of need them now on YouTube.
Yeah.
Facts.
Okay, Paul, and while we're talking about you, tell us where we can find you, man.
In the Nut House. Oh,
Woo!
you can find me here every Sunday. You can find me here on Wednesdays on Midweek Gaming with Stubbs. You can find me on Twitter at Cerebral Paul 1, Twitch at Cerebral Paul, and YouTube at some big goofy channel. Please get that off of my Twitter and memorize and subscribe to that channel. Well, I'm trying to get 100 subscribers so I can actually name my own channel because the YouTube link is stupid. You know, it's like, yeah, user X42BXYU2. It's like, no. I don't.
Definitely. I'll work on it on my channel. I'll send some people your way, bro. I ain't know.
Thank you.
You gotta talk to your community, brother. We got you.
Yeah, I'm at 66, I think, right now.
Nah, we're gonna get you to 500. That's
Yeah.
the goal.
All I need is 100, but 500 nice too. And I really do want to. I haven't got any feedback on it. I posted a produced video yesterday that I did, and I really want feedback, good, bad, or indifferent, because
Right.
I want to keep doing them. But if nobody's gonna say anything, be nice. But if nobody's going to say
It
anything,
should be nice.
then why bother? You know,
Facts.
I'm
Got
not
your
trying to
back,
be
bro.
rude about it, but
Nah, you should have spoke up. I'd have been on that deck. We got you. We got you.
Yeah. Yeah, so check out my YouTube channel if you wouldn't mind, and check out the video. Yeah, it's a movie review, but it's a movie review with my kind of twist. So check it out.
And animated evil, of course. Like, tell me.
Yeah, I thought my outro was going to be long until I listened to K Megas. Of course, that's awesome. I pale in comparison. I have to say though, K Mega, first time I've been on a show with you. Thank you, brother. I've been in Xbox parties before. Absolute bloody pleasure, mate. It's just
no problem, man.
you.
We're gonna have to get you guys on GRG sometime, man. If y'all got
yeah,
the time.
whatever. Yeah, so
I always got the time.
Paul's always got the time. Although remember, his opinions, nobody else's but his own.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me put the text back.
Yeah. And is it wrong to say that both me and Animated pale in comparison to both Dragon and K Mega?
Oh no, don't do that. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Lemon Ted is already big enough over there with that table.
Well, I was born with this. You know what I'm saying? I was born with it. I didn't get like that because of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? My deficiency.
I think I have to put that on there. And keep it there
let me do my outro. You can find me on here every Sunday on the Flamish Experience with Lemon and Paul and guests. Thank you, K Mega, today. You can find me on Wednesdays at Midweek Gaming. You can find me on Tuesdays at 4GQ TV Radio, along with Flamish as well, hopefully. After that, Fridays and Saturdays, you can join me on Community Game Night with Mr. Toshi and Paul and Flamish and everybody is they join. Everyone else is welcome. Please join me on there. You can find me on Twitter and YouTube, animated_evil. You can find me on Xbox and Twitch, animated_evil857.
Okay. So
It sounds like I practiced that, doesn't it?
It sounds like you're reading it off, like you did with.
That was genuine.
So what was that game again? The replicant, like 1.2094.
No, we're not doing that again. We're not doing that.
Near replicant version
Let me look it up.
1.224744871139.
Jesus, what a title. Okay, guys, as you can also find me, of course, here on the Flamish Experience every Sunday, except the last few weeks I got a little bit of issues. So when it's not 1 week, it will be the next week. Like, we'll maybe take a break next week. I'm not sure. It depends what happens. We'll see if I can do it. But for the moment, yeah, I'll probably do it anyway. I mean,
Go get a cortisone shot. Suck it up. Let's go.
I need to wait till the doctor gives me. So we'll see.
Yeah, so next week join us for the Cerebral experience, and you know.
Whoa.
No, it will be the Flamish Experience.
What will that consist of?
And maybe we'll do it on Saturday on my birthday as well. Like, could be a cool stream. Like, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll do an extra stream. Maybe I'll do something special. I'm not sure yet. Depends how I feel.
You're gonna be the solid 3-0. Everybody bring their birthday cakes and candles. Let's get it.
Oh, candy? More candy?
Cupcakes with whipped cream on your watch. Oh, you know he likes candy. Dude bought like 20 pounds of candy, K Mega.
Oh wow.
Boxes. I was like, what is that? He was like, it's candy.
Yeah, maybe I'll send you the video, Kim. You can see how many candy bars.
That donation
Yeah.
But no, guys.
Diabetes fund.
Also, don't forget to 4GQ TV. I'm over there sometimes. Okay, I haven't been there lately, but normally I'm there doing interviews. We're doing some other stuff as well. Always cool over there. And yeah, maybe on another show you'll find me as well. We'll see what happens. But for now, we're going to close the show. And like I always say at the end of the stream, be positive and stay positive and be happy.
Facts.
He He always says it at the end of the stream, but it's never quite the same.
See you guys.
That's how it is on the Flamish experience. Bye!
Good night, all.
Good night.
All right.
Oh, wrong stream. Yeah, that.